going on, guys? This is Grim Reaper bringing back another session of the One Punch Man podcast. Today we're covering chapter 105 of Murata's Greatness. We're at a point in the storyline of this arc where we're getting a bit deeper into the Monster Association's hideout. Seems to be originally the Mediterraneans. So I had to bring a whole coalition of heroes down here with me, to get this shit figured out. What's going on, guys?
Greetings.
What up, man? Just
Hello.
Cool, niggas try to slip it in the same time, so I couldn't ask you about your channels, huh? Well, we doing it. What's going on, Satsuki?
Hi, man.
And then we got Sundown.
It was like a drive-by high.
What's going on, Satsuki?
I read this chapter actually. Took me a while, but I do have to say that I do carry around a badge of shame because Matt got his review out before I even read it. I mean, that's not shade at Matt, but damn, I was lacking.
No, it's fine. I'm trash. We know it. It's okay.
Trash of the week, bro. What's going on, Kishin?
And greetings. And pretty good. Getting a lot of power-up videos planned out for the coming weeks.
What are your next ones?
I've got a special one planned for next week, and then I've basically got Drive Night done. I just have to do some mock-ups for those power-ups, and then some My Hero power-ups as well, and yeah. I probably got almost a couple months worth. One a week, of course.
Every chapter we go forward, I feel like Zonin gets like hurt a little bit more because of his theory. It still hasn't come to fruition. I feel like I don't know when it's supposed to show up or when we'll get another reference to it, but like it's gotta be here. So I don't know.
Wait, what theory?
Because remember last week we were talking about the whole how the disciples have been around and atomic references, but we really haven't talked about them in conjunction with G5, the only person that like really has like samurai shit around. And then we have the prominent theory that he's probably Drive Knight. So I'm just thinking like every chapter that goes by, every fight that we get, all these references to swordsmen and no G5. So I'm like, oh, what's going on? What's going on, Sundown?
Man, when I get some power up in this bitch, I'll probably have something reviewed. Maybe one day. But until then, oh shit. Okay, now my laptop's dying. Well, yeah, I mean, I think I released My Hero yesterday. So that was a dope chapter. Grimm won't agree with that.
I don't know.
But what a guy. But yeah, then hopefully One Punch and One Piece, all the good shit.
Oh yeah. What's going on, Matt?
No one ever asks you what's going on with you, Grimm.
Whoa.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're using the mirror force on me now, huh?
I was thinking reversing mirror from Shaolin Showdown.
Well, you already know we got the One Punch podcast coming out every chapter faithfully. We have the Monsters Anomaly series. I've been taking a long time to get these next two videos out. It's because we're doing two at once and there's a lot of stuff to research. So sorry for that wait. And then we're starting a new series on the weekends. It's the whole like gaming thing we've been doing, whether it's Anime Jeopardy, Anime Battle Royale. They're both two things that we're planning on doing over the weekend, or maybe even during the weekday because we missed this weekend. So check that out. But what's going on with you, man?
We've covered. How was the chapter, everyone?
It was good. Matt's just going to assume the host role from now.
Bro, you know I'm going to put your video like on the screen right now.
What
Matt,
video?
drop the video before
What
you-
video?
Alright.
Oh, no.
Alright.
There's no I was on time last week, okay? I was actually on board with everything. I couldn't make the podcast, and now I'm back on the podcast. I'm falling behind again. What's going on? I don't know. One more time, just once, I want to make it on the podcast. I can go, I'm on time for everything. No.
Check out
How
Matt's
was,
channel.
how was the chapter, everyone?
Yeah. Let's hop on that next. What's going on?
Hey, it gave me like what I need to know that Purry's power-ups for his future video, I've got to dig deeper to find something that's not too conventional. Otherwise, just damn Purry all the way. Gotta love me his opponent for the future, you know, Nyan. Belt sweater.
It's fucked up, man. It's so tough.
We fucking how many monsters were slaughtered in this chapter? And you think, he skin a monster alive to get an item. There's viscera everywhere in this chapter.
That's not the same, bro. That's not the same.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, chapter was great. It was longer than normal, which is always good. Pro was a beast. I think he's always had this reputation, obviously, of being like the one of the weaker S classes. We can't necessarily look at him like that anymore. Obviously, we still need to see what all the other S classes can do, but he was just nothing but impressive. And we're finally getting the fights against the executives, which is great too.
Yeah, bro, you guys are gonna get mad this stream, viewers and everybody in here, because we're definitely having a Pooty Pooty versus a My Mass discussion. That's coming.
Chapter was very good. I have to put more respect on Puri Puri's name because I was the one who said that he was going to do what he did in terms of defeating the monsters, but probably get pulled up on by Yan, and that did happen, but in a very strange way. And honestly, I don't know how to interpret it, but Puri Puri, he did his thing, definitely. We see why he's S class.
Hell yeah.
My time to shine. Well, Puri Puri, man, just the start of the chapter was good, but he had some weird ass power-ups, man. I mean, like, we'll get to it later, but like vibrating and hair, which was essentially what his power-ups were. I mean, like, that's some weird ass shit right there. So I mean, like, dope fight. Nyan was cool, but the power-ups were weird as fuck.
Is it like, I mean, before we even get like too crazy into it, let me ask this just to see where our minds are at. Should Pooty Pooty's position be reevaluated in terms of rank, or have we not seen enough for everybody else?
We should go up at least one.
I think the only one who, I'm pretty sure he's last, if I'm not mistaken.
He is.
So I think the only one who's in front of him, is Tank Top Master. Yeah. So if we compare the Tank Top Master, he looks more impressive than Tank Top Master, but that's about it, honestly.
Yeah, Tank Top's the human-looking one now, isn't he?
Yep.
I think he should move ahead of Tank Top because Tank Top's, I'm gonna say he's trash, but he should definitely move ahead of that guy. And anybody else we haven't really seen enough of yet.
In terms of strength, I think he's more. Well, obviously we've only really seen Tank Top fight once, and that was against Garo, and that was years ago now. But I think so. Obviously, in terms of strength, but in terms of actual hero ranking, there's more to it than that. So obviously, because he's always staying in the prison as well, we won't really see it go up much if it does. Obviously, because of his reputation. So he might go up once or twice, but obviously, like everyone else has said, we need to see what all the other S classes do first before we can see if the ranks are really going to change.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point because hero rankings aren't necessarily correlated to strength because a lot of times it's kind of like bounties. It's an indication of strength, but at the same time, it doesn't mean the stronger you are, the higher your ranking is necessarily. So, just Puri Puri's his reputation as a deviant and a prisoner, I think that really hurts him.
When we were having that the discussion through the poll questions the other day about Pooty Pooty and like his negative stance and shit, is he a true hero or not? I got surprised that people said no, because like all the other things aside, and this chapter really cleared up all the other bullshit that's really going on. He seems like a pretty nice guy, like sincere and shit about what he's about. None of that bullshit. Aside from taking and clap the cheeks, he's a pretty cool guy.
I think like he's weird. In his mind, he's not doing anything wrong, but on the outside looking in, he is a sexual assaulter. He is a deviant. He deserves to be in prison because he's delusional. He thinks that these people are his boyfriends, they're his friends in general. He literally believes that they love him and they're waiting for him to say it. But no, they hate this nigga. They hate him.
I mean, like, let's be real. We see the exact same thing that they hate about him this chapter. They're explaining to him that they hate his guts, and he's there saying, "I'll help you out." So it's probably the same thing in prison. It's heavily implied that he slid into their DMs while he was in prison, and
I'll snitch on this bastard if I can get a transfer.
It's that exact thing, and I'm just like, they're literally saying it to his face. We hate your guts. We want to murder your ass. And he's there like, nah, I got this. Don't worry about it. You can hug me and we're all good.
Bro, this shit was dirty with that, bro. Like, oh my god. And he started crying with the confrontation too, man. Like, well, we got a lot to talk about this chapter, so let's hop onto the monsters first. A whole coalition of monsters. On a previous podcast, we discussed the differences between monsters, in terms of definition and how they've been appearing. Probably should do a video on that, or probably like refresh on those thoughts. But we've been pretty consistently been getting like these different types of monsters, like whether it's alien-looking ones that look like monsters, ones that are based on like elements and stuff like that. As we've seen this chapter. All kinds of different things. We've seen species ones. It's been a large variety. I guess we should go part by part. Any peculiar monsters that got your interest, or like anything like that, or that were weird, or like showed something different or new, or any thoughts on the monsters in general?
The snowman.
The one, that one, and also the one that looked like Phoenix Man, and his, what was it? Was it the Brilliance one? I don't know. The Heat one.
Hold up.
The Heat one. The Heat monster.
Oh, the
giant
Heat monster?
fireball.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about Meramon.
He has a name?
No. Meramon from Digimon was basically this, just more defined than this monster, but about the same.
I'm a Pokemon man. That's why.
Did he not remind anybody of Atlas Flame from Fairy Tail? No?
Fairy Tail.
Okay.
I see it now. If he was a dragon.
Never.
Yeah.
But then he's,
I mean, it's trash. It's trash.
I mean,
Wasn't there a shock-looking one?
Yeah, there's a fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
So what are the categories again? It's like, it's mysterious being. If you guys help me out, I forgot the name though.
Yeah. So with it, I think mysterious beings are ones who are monsters, like, who are natural monsters, or monsters who are of unknown origin, whereas the rest of them are just transformed monsters. I guess if you had to look at it, I mean, looking at their designs, some of them, it's probably a bit of a mix. So you've got ones, I couldn't predict it, but like obviously you got like the electricity monsters from before, and the snowman, and then maybe some more natural monsters like the little centipede and the wind monster as well.
See, because I feel like there has to be some underlying tone or storyline going on with Murata and these types of monsters, because it does indeed like expand the story and make it a lot more like larger, kind of like world building and stuff like that. And it's easy to integrate the idea like casually, all the times in different fights we see different types of monsters all the time. Like, it's not anything cool, crazy, or special. We know the different variances and stuff, but there has to be some scheme going on here. You guys have
Well,
any...
if you want the exact types or whatever, you have the natural types, which is, sea folk, subterranean, those types. You have the monsters that transform because they do some weird shit where they're like obsessive, just like with Phoenix Man. You have the artificial ones where they're created in like labs and shit, kind of like how not zombie man, but was it Kabuto who went through that? I
think so.
Yeah, he basically
And
would have been that.
you have like the ones
Robots and
from
cyborgs.
space. Yeah, that too.
Artificial.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's any more. It's probably more, but those are the ones that came to mind.
That's probably what we should probably do next. One of us make a video of all the different monster types and put them into the categories, because we've seen like so many fodder monsters in this arc, so many, and they all fit all the modes that we talked about.
You know damn well I'm not doing that.
All right, so let's hop on to one of the big boys, Vakuma. What are your thoughts on that nigga?
Kirby, he's Kirby.
Well,
Kirby with the time limit. Yeah, let's say that.
And like 6 dicks.
Oh my goodness!
Wait, what? How do
What? Bro, he's got like 6 to 8 dicks, bro. Like...
It's called a trunk.
Bro, this guy ain't never seen an elephant before.
Grimm, were you in school? And when you when you saw a picture of an elephant, it's like, oh, it's weird. He's got his penis is on his face.
Yeah.
What movie was that with the woman that had like the veil because like she was from what was the town with the nuclear reactor in Russia that melted down?
Chernobyl.
Yeah. And it's like she was born in that environment and she has a penis on her face.
What the fuck?
What?
I think it's from the second Deuce Bigelow European Gigolo movie.
What the fuck?
Nah, that ain't us, man. That ain't us.
No, I'm just saying. But that'd be the only time that Grimm came close to the truth. But no, it's a fucking trunk.
Nah, Vacuum actually looks pretty cool. I like his outfit and shit that he was rocking up front. Is that like Arabian or like Indian or? I know.
Yeah, definitely Indian. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because he's definitely an Indian elephant because they have smaller ears.
Yeah. In those crazy ass parades and shit that we used to see like in the stereotypical culture or whatever. He looks exactly like that, which is badass. I've always wanted to go one of those and like maybe not ride an elephant, but look at that shit, be around that bitch. And I gotta say it, bro. His transformation is top 10 demons, like not in terms of strength, but in terms of like looks. When he sucked them up, that shit looked bad. Not the actual sucking up panel. That shit looked gay as hell.
Oh, poor little shit puppy. He's like,
bro, he had
Everybody's gay.
Bruh, this guy the type of guy to be walking up to people like, "Oh, are you sucking on that straw? You gay?"
Bro,
Grimm probably wouldn't do that shit.
He tell me this captain wasn't surrounded about all that shit, bro. Like, Murata wasn't playing with this.
I want to know how he expanded his trunk like that to like. Was it just like one nostril or what? What the fuck happened?
Yeah, looking back on it, I did not realize that.
Yeah, that's damn. Yeah. Holy shit.
Because you do see 2 nostrils in the previous page, and then you get freaking hose nose now.
Yeah, this shit reminds me of like Cell, like when he was in his first transformation.
Well, at least his only had 1 entry.
Ugh.
See that somehow looked even more gross because the tail was on his back, but this doesn't look as like I don't know, bro. Like the reason why I like this chapter so much is because it was a mix of everything. Not only did Vakuma look fucking badass, not only did we get that like top 10 widespread from Murata, And not only do we get the hilarious fucking humor from this guy, but everything looks fucking badass along the way. Like everything in the story, it was just a perfect chapter. This was really a very, very solid chapter. Like the story flowed forward very, very quickly. We learned a lot of information in terms of backstory, from both characters, both villains, and this guy, and Pooty Pooty himself. Excuse me. We saw a variety of different monsters. The art wasn't like, ooh, okay. I don't know if I should mention this really, really quick because we are still talking about monsters. But fans, you guys already know what kind of fanboy I am. Once again, when I bring these types of things up, it's not because I'm trying to say anything, but we're the main source, bro. So we gotta talk about everything. So did the prisoners look weird to you guys in terms of like drawing, or like was it drawn like that on purpose?
I mean, they've always looked super strange. I mean, they look more. I don't even know what the word is. They look so fucking intimidating. They look like actual monsters, whereas the other monsters that were swallowed up by what was it, vacuum or whatever, they look. Some of them look kind of all right. Like the snowman, he doesn't look intimidating to me. The poison sludge thing doesn't look all that intimidating. But these prisoners, nah.
Yeah, these guys look fully like deformed and kind of Chernobyl-y, without the penis on the face thing. But yeah, they did look really deformed and kind of almost like, I'm not sure if he was using it as kind of like a metaphor for like all of their hatred kind of contorting their looks and stuff like that. But that's kind of how I'd take it.
No, that's not what I mean. Because like, and I think I can say this clearly because it seems like he did it on purpose. If you look through the chapter, Pooty Pooty is drawn in a particular way, like throughout the entire time. Even in the panels where he's around the other prisoners, the prisoners seem like they're just penciled. Like let me see,
kind of sketchy.
Yeah, that's kind of sketchy. Like on page.
It's because they are sketchy. They're fucking prisoners. They've done shit, but including trying to kill Purry.
Well, besides that being a trait that could be displayed physically, maybe, you can see the difference between them, and just by looking at Pooty Pooty and the monsters in the same exact panel. So I'm like, did he do that on purpose to do what you guys are saying, make them seem like more like scrappy and shit? Do you guys even see what I'm talking about?
No, I see what you're saying. He may have done that because I mean it worked. It was effective. So I'm not sure if that was his intended purpose, but I'll just say it worked. If that is what he was trying to do.
It definitely reminds me of one's art style from Mob Psycho.
Oh damn, that's not good.
Especially the wing-headed one. Like that one on page 21 of the manga stream version. Like it looks very similar to that.
Yeah, like it's just like you said, sketched in. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I noticed that immediately. Even like the panel right before it on page 20, like you see the prisoners from the side, and they're not drawn the same. They're like, it's not sketchy. It looks like solid lines or whatever. But then you go to the next one, and they're like that. So at first I thought, okay, these guys were like, no, it has to be that. Yeah. Look at the fucking the text panels. They have that black shading around them. That's on purpose. That's completely on purpose. That's fucking weird, bro. Have we seen anything, him do anything like that before?
I don't recall anything.
I mean,
I've not seen him do something like that. I've seen Horikoshi, the guy who did My Hero Academia. He did something like that probably about an arc ago, where like literally it was just stenciled. It was like the outline of characters, and it was released like that. And I'm not sure why exactly he did it, but he did.
And that was an official chapter?
You mean? Oh, do you remember
like
during the festival?
Yeah, during the festival where they're all going to ape shit, having some fun, and it's just stenciled in. It's like outlines and things like that.
It wasn't intended to be that way. It was because it was a double issue week, because around the holidays and such,
all right,
or something. So he just didn't have enough time to do what he wanted. So, and I read somewhere that during the volume release of it, it'll be in its intended form.
Okay, see, yeah, that's different because this is you can tell this was drawn in that manner on purpose. I can see that clearly, but it's like, damn, like literally on the same page, you'll see it drawn with like different intensities. It's weird. I'm trying to get more
Well,
context for it.
well, to speak to that, I don't know if he's specifically done something where he's kind of sketched something in to make characters more intimidated, but we've all obviously seen where he's changed his art style more similar to ones where you have a character like Tatsumaki or Saitama look really, I don't know what the word is. They
Simple.
yeah, they look
Derpy?
simple. Yeah, I was thinking of dopey or something like that, but they look simple, and he does that for a more comedic effect. So I guess with him having a harsh sketching type of art style, they look more intimidating.
I think it could also be with how obviously this is like Puri Puri's reason for going to the Monster Association is to save the prisoners. Like that was his goal. So when they first appeared, they've got to look big and intimidating. Whereas obviously Puri Puri's drawn super detailed throughout this whole chapter. Like they're drawn like less. So maybe that's a small way of obviously saying instead of these being like real opponents for Puri Puri, they're not like his main thing to worry about. These guys are still nothing really to Puri Puri.
That has to be it as well. Both of what you just said. That's this is because this is on purpose. He's doing the fact that we're on the same page. You can see Pooty Pooty drawn with such detail, and then see the monsters drawn differently. That's for that. I didn't, huh? Damn, bro. This nigga's a god.
You think so?
He has to be, bro. Like this, what, like, bro, like this. Oh my god, I don't know why I'm jumping around, but I gotta talk about this widespread for a second. Pooty Hulk.
Yeah, that needs some explaining because you see the feathers coming off when he realizes the prisoners are there. So those are real. Where the fuck is he hiding those things? So he never was human.
The other part is that when he actually does the punch, like, anything right? Yeah, when he does the punch, he looks like he has his shirt off and shit. But then right after that, he's got the sweater on and shit still. So I'm like, I don't even know the full
Yeah.
context of this picture. Like, is like, fuck, it just looks so good. Oh,
I mean,
fuck.
maybe he was shining so fucking bright that his clothes looked transparent at that moment. That's like, I have no fucking clue. Because the page before that, you can see his abs and you can see like the outline of his body, and then he punches, and then it looks like he has his shirt off. And then next page, obviously sweater is on. So I don't know.
Damn, bro, this nigga's a god, bro. Like, I'm so glad you pointed it out. If you look at the page, viewers, you gotta hop into the manga if you're listening to this. So when on page 16, he puts his finger on the wall and he shatters it, quote unquote, better than a my mask. And then we see him in the vibration angel form, and then we kind of see his outline, right? You go to the next page, like Satsuki saying, you completely see his outline, like all of his muscles, everything. And then we actually get the part where he's like basically naked. So like that's on purpose too, bro. And to connect it with what we've seen before, whenever we took down the dark matter thieves and they were running away, he was running next to Metal Bat and he was like, Angel Dash, Angel Dash. But Metal Bat was like, actually do it, don't just say it. So I'm kinda under the assumption that like half of this is in his imagination. So like the wings aren't actually there, that's in his head. And like him like losing or having the clothes become like tighter to his body may have been an actual thing that happened, or he's just imagining it too. But either way, that picture is godly, bro.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he could just be flexing so hard too that it kind of constructs his clothes. I don't know, but that panel is beastly.
100%. I think you're right with that, Grimm. So like, I don't think the angel wings are actually there because I think it's just for design more than anything. Because I know, like, obviously it's different, but in the anime when he first transforms, like he has like the whole Sailor Moon rainbow effect that didn't actually happen. Like it's not as if everyone saw these rainbows just suddenly sprout from Puri Puri Prisoner. I think it's just more visual more than anything. It's just like it looks great, as we know, like that is the panel of that's the art of the chapter. But it's words. Yeah.
Well, typically when you see moves like this in, like, say, some visage of, like, say, it's like, oh, this is my dragon punch, and you see the dragon behind them during the attack.
Yeah.
But after the attack, the wings are still there. And then the next panel, you see the feathers start falling away. It's like, that's not typical of that kind of thing. So that's why I'm skeptical.
No doubt. There's that's something we'll probably have to like look into or try to cross reference.
He's a fallen angel confirmed.
I mean, genuinely, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the series, the way his body's evolving, by the end of the series, he can actually fly and he gets angel wings. But currently, like, I still just think that's his imagination at this point, or even just like fighting Gora, you can say too.
So, damn, man. Like this chapter actually had a lot more into it than what I thought. We're not even fucking past the first few pages. Let's hop back onto Vakuma for a little bit. So we already mentioned his powers earlier, but as described, I'm gonna read it verbatim what he told us. He says, I can freely use all special abilities I have ingested until my body fully digests them and they leave my bowels. That's plenty of time to make short work of all you heroes. So, Vakuma. Quick evaluation and final thoughts on him and shit. Who can he beat? Who can't he beat? Was he cool looking? What are your thoughts?
He's literally the shit until he takes a shit. That's what I got from his description. And
it's funny.
Go ahead.
No, it's funny because in my the Pig God video, I basically gave Pig God that power, where he'll gain the abilities of a monster he eats until he takes a dump. That was just a few weeks ago. And then to see it in this freaky Cthulhu-looking motherfucker.
What do you guys think in Sundown, Matt?
In terms of like how he ranks as a demon, obviously like his ability's great, and if the main thing for him is he's got to beat people, or he's got to have an opportunity to absorb people to get their powers. But without that, he's kind of like a standard demon monster. Obviously, like if you get like him transformed, he's got all those abilities like top tier demon, I think. But as a demon, like if he was to fight against other demons, he'd have to actually absorb people before that. His design's good. Yeah, I liked his abilities and stuff, but then obviously he was there to be fodder for Puri more than anything.
And who's to say that, like, okay, say a monster that's a tiger level, as he sucked up all these tiger level threats. What if he can't actually make any more, like, say, oh, I use the firepower. He can't produce any more fire or stronger flames than they could. So is he necessarily any more powerful than the group was?
That would definitely.
I mean,
go ahead.
Was it ever kind of? We don't really know whether he could amplify their abilities or not. He didn't really state whether he just used their power specifically or whether the electricity comes out that is like more electrical or the fire is more fiery, any shit like that. We have no idea really.
Yeah, I think the only kind of upper hand he has is he can launch them all as one combined blast. That's his main thing. So instead of like a separate electric attack and a separate fire attack, separate supersonic attack, it's all of these things all at once attacking the opponent.
Yeah. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Ben 10, how you had Ben who had the Omnitrix in, and I'm talking about the OG one. where he could only transform into aliens once at a time. But then you had someone like Kevin 11 who could use the powers of multiple.
Yeah.
What? What?
You never watched Ben 10.
Bro, I only saw a few episodes of Ben 10. There's a Kevin 11.
His name
now?
is Kevin
Yeah,
E.
Kevin 11.
That's trash.
So he became Kevin 11 because he
Kevin
ate
11.
Yeah.
The fuck is this shit? Kevin 11.
Kevin 11.
the 11th power being his ability to absorb energy.
Yeah, it's like with Kevin 11, he could use multiple alien powers at the same time, but his weakness was his individual alien powers weren't as strong as Ben 10's individual alien powers.
Okay.
Also, we learned that the more energy he absorbs, he becomes crazy because that's just how his species works.
But go ahead.
Kevin 11 GOAT.
Yeah,
Kevin 11 GOAT. It's a bad name, but it works.
That's fucking hilarious.
Well, Ben's real name is Ben Tennyson, so same shit.
Oh, that's so bad. Oh my god.
At least he gets more aliens as the series went on, so that at least wasn't as bad.
Oh shit. What were you saying, Satsuki?
No, it just reminded me of that because like we don't know exactly the full extent of his powers. I mean, he's dead, so we won't find out, but that's like just something interesting. I wonder if he could have used the powers of the monsters he absorbed to their full extent, or or if he could amplify it and make it even stronger. But we won't know. So
Yeah.
I guess when it comes to his power, is really hard to gauge, and I think there's way too many caveats and conditions to really say he's that much of a threat to other, S-class heroes or even demon level monsters that we've seen thus far.
Wow. So even against other demons, he's still inferior because of the.
I mean, like I said, I don't even know if he's a demon without these powers because we only seen that he was a demon level threat after he sucked these monsters up. So,
Yeah.
True.
that could be his transformation because we've seen the same thing with Phoenix Man before he was revived demon, after his revival dragon. So I have no clue.
I mean, see, that's because one thing that was funny for the polls as well, was when we were talking about pure blood. He was very, very powerful, but if he didn't have monsters around him or fighting around him, or even innocent individuals that he could take from, he really only has one life. So
Yeah.
I know we don't really know this, but if he took Pooty Pooty, is he getting that strong?
Based on what the description of his powers, yeah. But let me read his powers. Like, let me really, really read this because it's hard to tell really. Okay, he says I can freely use all. Okay, yeah. It says that he can freely use the abilities, but I think he lucked out with people with elemental powers because say he does suck up somebody like, oh god, that sounds so wrong. Period prisoner. And he would, given his care to
fucking
do it.
hair. What the hell?
I mean, what is Puri's ability? I don't even know because it's like he has a super strength, okay, but it seemed in this chapter he also was adapting to the hits he was taking. So I don't know what abilities he would gain, Vacuuma would gain from this. Like, would he just become super strong too, or what? It's kind of hard to tell. But I think he lucked out with the elemental powers because he may need the right vessel to properly use Puri's abilities. You know what I'm saying? Let's say if he had the same abilities but he was just skinny or something, and then he sucked up Puri, I don't know if he would still be able to use all of his strength in the right vessel, because it just says he can use the abilities, not necessarily, uh, you know, kind of become that person. That sounds weird, but
No, yeah, no, I see exactly what you're saying, and I think there's a reason why Murata only allowed him to ingest elemental beings for the very purpose that like they have projectile attacks or things that like are distinguishable to them, but we can't really like take away somebody's fighting spirit or some shit like that. Um,
yeah,
but I don't know. I'm just thinking because like if he sucked up Pooty Pooty no homo, that's you can't tell me that's not a dragon. Or at least
shit,
for a little bit.
yeah.
Also,
And
he
the thing is, the
mutates.
bigger they are, the longer his power lasts, based on the description.
Good digestion period right there, right?
Yep.
Well, I mean, like, if he partially digested something and then took a dump, would he only have like half of its power?
That's an angle, I suppose.
You got to consider these things, man, because if he had some big ass guy, let's say he ate Puri Puri, or he snorted him up, sucked him up, whatever, Puri Puri got sucked in, he would probably digest a lot of him and then poop that out. But would all of his energy go with that, or would it stay partially?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm thinking it might stay partially.
We might never find out.
We'll
I
never
might-
find out.
We won't.
This sounds like a Grimm question, but I have to do it nonetheless. If this dude wears like a butt plug or something momentarily,
No.
will he get to extend?
No.
This is not a grim question, bro.
That's a Grimm question.
This is such a grim
It's a grim
question.
question. It's a grim.
Will the time that he can use his powers extend if that were the case?
Well, it would depend whether the butt plug was actually capable of holding back the flood of feces.
Is it like a
I
gear
mean, like,
second thing?
would it?
Where, like, when he like the more he uses it, like early gear second, so he can use it, but then it's just going to damage his body more and more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, like, if we're getting real dirty, wouldn't it just leak around the outsides?
Oh,
Oh.
God, no.
Oh, bro.
We're getting way too into this monster of the week.
All I'm saying is Ace's mom was able to hold Ace in her body for an extended a long ass time, so he can hold in the
21.
shit.
Oh, shit, bro.
Hang on, but that was
Satsuki.
to be.
Sasuke, I gotta let you know, bro. Like, a lady doesn't shit a baby out.
That is true. But he can hold in this shit. He can do
He
it.
might just sit down and just hold on to the ground. It's like, you ain't coming out of me.
Hold on.
It's like, I can shoot from him.
Is digestion different than like shitting?
What?
Like, could you really? Aren't they two different like processes? Hold on, let me.
Hey there, audience. Hope you're really enjoying the One Punch Man podcast.
Okay,
We go to weird
digestion.
places.
Digestion is just simply your stomach processing all of that food, breaking it down into like this mushy substance, so it goes into your intestines, and then you absorb all the nutrients from your smaller and larger intestines. Shitting is shitting.
yeah. So
Anything that the body couldn't absorb.
yeah, so it's basically not. It's not him shitting. It's him just breaking. Google says the process of breaking down food by mechanical and enzymatic action in the alimentary canal. What the fuck? Into substances.
No, but
Guys,
no. The reason I brought that up is because he said he has to digest them, and it has to leave his bowels. So
Really? Hold on. Let me. What the fuck? This nigga's dirty, bro. You know all that about his power? Yup, and they leave my body.
Guys, he's dead.
So if he has a chunk of
Yeah,
pooty doo doo still
he's
left in
dead.
his.
It doesn't even
wish
matter.
he was a horse instead of an elephant, so we could say we're beating a dead horse with this. But no, it'd be
Oh,
an elephant.
all right. So let's keep it pushing. Let's get on to a little cancerous. Oh no.
What?
I've got a quick question.
Yeah.
Okay, so Puri Puri, before he defeats Fakuma, like obviously he takes the hits and he's like, I'm just an average person, and then he mentions like an undying hero. He mentions someone who is like so above him that he's just an average person. So who do you guys think this person is? Do you think it's Saitama? Because from what we've seen, he doesn't really know about Saitama still. Or do you think it's someone else?
But I thought he was responding in reference to being immortal. So I thought he was talking about Zombie Man.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah,
it
that
was.
would be the likeliest one.
Speaking of undying men, there's a hero just like that. Someone like you could never hope to defeat them. Even though I'm also an S class, I cannot begin to keep up. How should I put it? Compared to them, I'm just an average person. Huh.
I took that as like terms of strength. So like undying is in they're so powerful that they can't be killed kind of thing. I didn't take that as like immortal. So I thought he was on about King at that point because all the S classes really respect King.
Oh, King. I was gonna ask you who, if anybody, but nah, I really didn't get any. The second portion of that does indeed seem to reference like strength and somebody who he looks up to. But has he ever mentioned anything about admiring King in particular?
I don't
Maybe he
believe
likes
so.
the scars.
Say again?
Maybe he likes the scars.
He likes some butch niggas, huh?
I don't know, but
Actually, to be fair, on the manga stream it was different. I took it as undying, but in the manga stream it's literally there's actually an immortal among my hero comrades, and you don't have the slightest chance of defeating them. So yeah, he's probably on about Zombie Man. Yeah, he's on about Zombie Man at that point.
Okay. Well, that is
would have been part of the group that came down here, so it would make the most sense.
I mean, we'll see. I was doing a reread earlier today, like the earlier chapters, and there's a fuck ton of translation differences. And it's not that any of them are wrong; just little small things. But unless you know which site has the volume translation, it's really hard to figure it out. I know there was a fucking I think there's still a current like debacle going on with Elder Centipede's real name, whether it's like something like that. I think it's Senchoro, or is that the smaller one?
I'm calling that nigga EC.
It's something like that. There was like, I believe 3 centipedes, and they all in the translations that I read today, they all had different names in comparison to each other. But I know the Viz is gonna clarify that. But
yeah, because in the official now, like there was Junior Centipede, Senior Centipede, and Elder. In the official, he was like the first one was sent to Kohai, the second was sent to Senpai.
Yep.
And so the third one will be like sent to Choro or something, whatever that last one is.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it was. Sent to Senpai and then sent to Choro, yeah. Uh-huh. See, I want to say that it is referencing Zombie Man to confirm it, but like that second phrasing, it does. Because we haven't seen him look up to or reference Zombie Man either. So like, I mean, have we seen him reference any hero at all, actually?
I can't say I recall anything, but
not really. I only took it as that because, like, when King showed up to the S-Class meeting before, all the other heroes were listening to him, even Tatsumaki. So if someone like as stubborn as Tatsumaki was listening to King, I assume someone like Puri Puri would listen to King as well.
She was wet, bro.
Like, yeah, she was looking thirsty in that chapter. She was like, King, okay. You were fighting as V City? Okay.
Puri probably had the same response, to be fair. He was looking at King like, oh, you look like
those vapors. Got them King vapors.
I can't.
I have an idea for the power-up video.
Oh shit, bro. All right, let's stay on Puri then. So Vibration Angel. Puri Puri took a direct hit from Vakuma's, I guess, combined ultimate attack. And he tried to make it seem as if he was tanking this shit, but we saw the actual effects of that. How did you guys react when you saw that portion and, like, describe the consequences of your thoughts after that? If you lead the way, Matt.
It was incredible. Like I like he took the hit, that was great, but the moment, like it was such a hype moment when he just touched the wall and it shattered all of it. It's classic kind of anime stuff, but it's stuff that doesn't get old. It's so good.
Hell yeah.
It was the weirdest way to get a freaking vibration power. He's like in septic and electrical shock to gain vibration. Why? I guess I get it more for the electrical, but the septic, no, I don't get that.
I just thought it was cool how he tanked the hit and then he kind of improvised after it. He was like, "Oh shit, my body's shaking. Fuck it. Vibration Angel." He just came up with a name. That was pretty cool.
On the spot power up naming. And it's better than most.
Oh man, Vibration Angel. I mean, yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. This whole new power up where he seemed to be like all of his power ups. This video or this chapter, sorry, gave me that kind of vibe of him storing up all these hits and storing up all this kind of potential energy. So kind of like an elastic band kind of guy. And I thought, like, just as a power in and of itself, that would be really, really cool if he was like storing up all these energies and then utilizing it in different ways. Well, for him, it would be physically. But he also seemed to use it this chapter to like exponentially just randomly grow hair, which was weird as fuck, but it was there. So like, really cool concept, but like the whole vibrating thing and then it being with Puri Puri, I was like, nah, does that really go? I mean, like, are we gonna get called out on this? Are we going to prison? I don't know.
See, like, damn, bro, that's why I knew this was gonna be a long ass video. There's so many things to branch off of. So first, is this really a power up? Like, tomorrow, is he gonna have Vibration Angel, or like, was that just a result from the attack?
I hope this doesn't turn into a Fairy Tail Natsu situation where, you know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a time where Natsu absorbed lightning and he was able to retain that, and that wasn't good. I hope it isn't a situation like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, we all remember that trash. It's good to know.
Why was it
same with?
Go ahead.
It's trash because Natsu is only supposed to. He's a fire mage, so he's only supposed to be able to absorb fire. But
This is an Avatar.
It's been countless times where he's absorbed in 8 other elements that he was not supposed to, and it's worked out in his favor.
Yeah, it's the same. Like, not to go too on to Fairy Tail, but like there was a time where like he had a power up where he could beat the main bad guy, but the condition was he'd die, like for using the power, and then he used it, but then someone pulled him away, so he didn't finish him off. And eventually, he was supposed to die. He came back to life, and then he's just using the power left and right afterwards without any consequences for it.
That's trash. That's like,
you know why people hate Fairy Tail.
Fucking everybody was like, Takashi was like, "Oh, I can only use it once," or like he was stumbling after. And then in a war, he was spamming that shit. Like, and then Itachi sitting there dying from having the manga kill and shit, and then niggas out there.
Let's not talk about. If we get into Naruto, that's
this has become Bash.
But I just feel like this isn't the same instance though. Like, I see what you guys are literally saying, but all right, since you've experienced it, is there a way that this power up, even though it may seem similar but it's different, could be done correctly, or is this just not going to be a power?
Not if he keeps this specific thing. If it's just something where this is his power, where he can get hit and he can, I guess, mirror force it back on his opponents, that's cool. But if it's this specific power with the vibration, if he keeps that somehow, I'm not going to like it.
So him being able to vibrate on his own, it's not a power up that he should have permanently.
No,
I think he could.
because in my opinion, if it's a power he keeps, then he should be able to keep anything that's happened to him. Like, I don't know, he should get some power ups from getting his ass beat by Deep Sea King.
Didn't he? Didn't no.
I don't know.
Because the go ahead.
I'm fairly sure he did, because obviously, like as we know, it's basically like, you know, you get beat and you go through near death experience, you become stronger. So obviously he got beat nearly to death by Deep Sea King, so he came back stronger as far as I could tell. In that sense, and with the vibration, I think his abilities are more along the lines of endurance. So like if he starts taking like, it's too much like Metal Bat is the only problem if it went that way. Like if he takes too many hits, then obviously he can start using new techniques and like starts using like Vibration Angel, like the hair armor and things like that. But I think I'd like to see Vibration Angel come back. Just maybe if he trains it or something, if he can figure out a way to like replicate the feeling.
Yeah, that's the only way I would like it, if he just took this technique and actually learned it rather than just being able to do it.
See, because this is where we go across the line of like what's similar to other things and what's actually different. And it's hard to distinguish at this time period, in my personal opinion. Metal Bat has the ability that the more damage you commit to him, the stronger he becomes. But this is a similar instance to that. And I know that we talked about like the primary aspect that we should be talking about is the endurance aspect. That his endurance is the main like obstacle feature, whatever and shit like that. That's indeed the truth. But like it's hard to distinguish between whenever you get your ass beat so bad and you improve compared to when you actually have a power that's based on that. Because this is technically Metal Bat and Pooty Pooty, if you guys just follow me for a second, they're in the same category. According to the damage that's done to them, they're able to reciprocate that in some display manner or form. We also know that all beings that exist, so apparently, supposedly, once you're pushed to a certain limit and you surpass that limit, or like get past your limit or get close to death, whatever the instance may be, that you get exponentially stronger for a certain aspect of a reason. Then we have Goro, who may be in the Metal Bat category or maybe in a different one, but he's able to literally, and we can find the pages to prove this. He can literally gain what you've done or shown him in a fight, whether it's the cutting style that Bomb showed him. I forgot the name of the technique of the style. Whether it's the running stance that he learned from fighting Watchdog Man, whether it's the fighting spirit that he got from Metal Bat. There's an actual quote where he was like, this must be the fighting spirit. I'll try and post it later on. There's a few more things that he's gained from other people. I think he gained something from Tank Top Master 2. I think I saw that recently. And then to bring it back full circle, when Pooty Pooty first attacked Sea King, he did the whole like Gatling thing at him, right? It didn't do shit to him. He ate it. And then Sea King did it right back to him. But that's what we've seen in correlation, these 3 fights that he's had. I think the Porcupine was the only example. But he beat this guy with the Gatling shit. And it looked bigger. He looked like a fucking Hulk when he was doing it. And coincidentally, so did the Sea King. So I'm like, is this something that he gained from the Sea King? Or like, is this just his fighting style becoming more vibrant and more powerful? That's where I'm at right now. I don't know if this is an actual quality of that because he gained this ability, or if it's something, or if it's something completely different.
I think it would be more the latter because it seems, at least to me, that he's fighting, he's adapting as the fight progresses. I mean, with the whole chest hair shit, which was very weird. Yeah, I think that was just a product of him taking attacks and I guess his body literally adapting. So, but yeah, I believe if it is how it seems so far with him taking attacks and being able to either kind of replicate them in some instances, or just getting stronger from them, I think that would be a little too similar to Metal Bat and Garo. I mean, we already have one villain and one hero with that, so until we get like a clear indication of what it is, I'm just going to say that he's just literally learning from these attacks rather than it being some type of ability.
You definitely see Vibration Angel being more situational, maybe. Like he could access it again, but only after he's been like hit with certain things that'll activate his body the same way. Like a funny way is like, okay, there's a battle in a mall, and he like passes the sharper image, and he's like, I need Vibration Angel, and he sees the massage chair over there, and it shakes the shit out of him, and it's like, okay, time to go.
Yo, if he did that, I'd be mad as fuck.
The body hair thing, I mean, that one, it's probably more permanent. Because he grows the hair, and then he sheds the hair, and then he uses it again when he does the crawler move. You know, swimming through the concrete. So,
oh man,
I think that one's sticking.
We're definitely gonna fucking hop onto that, because I'm pretty sure he didn't have hair when he came to the facility, or even when he had the sweater on, and then.
Well, we do see body hair, some of it during the Dark Angel Rush, or not? It was just Angel Rush. My bad.
Yeah. And he had a sweater on, right?
He had a sweater, and then it disappears. You know, it's kind of warping reality.
Oh yeah. That was the Dark Angel Rush. Yeah. Fuck, man. I think it's more closely related to what you said, because they literally explained it like that. The venom and the electricity causes his body to vibrate like that. So we can probably safely assume that it's only when something like that happens again that he might be able to focus it as much as he focused right there. But then that brings up so many other questions. Is his power to like focus the deficiencies that he has at the time period and amplify them? Could we consider that a feature of his power? His durability obviously has to be something that we're talking in reference to, but it's not really durability if he's feeling all the pain, right? Or see, it's hard to articulate that shit. Like this presentation has been weird as fuck. All right, well then let me let me ask this Grimm question, man.
No.
So if you got the Vibration Angel, right? If you're doing that shit, right?
You gotta start it off with the Vibration Angel.
And then he's in the prison.
I think I know where this is going, but
perform secret technique Pleasure Angel?
You already know. Yo, he in the prisoner cheeks at night just vibrate.
So
guards down the hall are seeing cracks forming in the wall. It's like, damn it, he's at it again.
So you're saying
stuck his dick in the light socket again.
Kishin,
what?
you're supposed to be on our side.
So you're saying Puri Puri becomes like a human dildo or something?
He doesn't even need the stroke, bro. He can just vibrate that shit, bro. And he'll tear it up too, bro. Cause look, the finger looks an awful lot like a penis. An awful lot like a penis, bro. So imagine him in that angel form when he puts. Hey, just a tip. He's gonna tear it up, bro.
So you just said his finger looks an awful lot like a penis. I mean, like, we didn't get to see his finger like that. Okay.
Look, Grimm, Vakuma looks like a penis. His finger looks like a penis. Is there something going on?
Yeah, there's a theme. I mean, not just with this chapter video. It's a theme for this podcast in general.
All right, Grimm, we're gonna need you to show us on this teddy bear where they touched you.
Look, bro, I am not justified for this, bro. Like, what did you want me to think? A gay nigga with Vibration Angel? Like, what did you want me to think, bro?
Can that be the 100th episode of the podcast? It's just us asking Grimm, like, what's gone on with his life?
I'm just saying, Pooty can put in some work right now, bro. Oh, shit. All right, let's keep pushing on to the next one. Did we ever get a picture of the prisoners before they were transformed?
I'll search, but I don't think so. I'll look though.
Not really. We saw him ages ago. Like if you've ever read the side chapter when Sonic goes to the prison, I think it's supposed to be the same ones there. But they are just like generic prisoners. They don't have any like kind of outstanding traits. They're just bad people.
Because when we got into the chapter, we got to meet a bunch of the different prisoners, obviously, and they didn't necessarily give us their personal reasons why, but we did get a lot of reasons why it may be unanimous for all of them. So let me try and point out. So the deep kiss.
The deep kiss sentence. Oh man.
Oh no.
Especially, it doesn't matter how many times we kill you. It'll never be enough. Do you understand, bastard? Especially that deep kiss punishment. Absolutely unforgivable. Oh shit. So in the poll questions we asked, do real world criminals deserve the deep sea or the deep kiss punishment? So let me ask you guys, what is a deep kiss punishment?
Oh man.
He kisses them on the forehead and he just tucks them into the head.
That's what we want it to be, but
that
it's
is
not.
extremely naive.
No, it's fine. He's like, hey, just, knock on the bars if you want anything, and, I'll come over. A glass of milk,
No.
Oh man, euphemisms galore there, Matt. Jeez.
Glass of milk?
No.
Oh shit, man. That shit
And he called it a punishment. That's the disturbing part. It's already a deep kiss, but then he asked the punishment part. Like what? Oh man.
I'm saying, like, what else does he do in the deep kiss that would like? Because like, look, awesome, no homo shit, bro. Like, this may be the top 5 gayest things we've ever said, bro. Top 5 gayest.
Wait.
This is on you, man.
No. Out of all the things you could get punished by, getting kissed by the same sex is on the bottom of the list, bro. Like, it's fucking gets thrown into an electric chair where it doesn't kill you, just tortures you, or kiss this fucking big buff ass guy for like 5 minutes. I know what Satsuki's picking.
I wanna live.
So I'm like, what else is he doing, bro? Is he like tickling their buttholes along the way, or like is he like fucking choking them as he kisses them and shit? Like what? Is he sticking his tongue all the way down their throat? Is that why it's deep? I don't know, bro.
It's probably that.
Thinking too hard.
It's probably that, to be honest. I mean, like, he doesn't seem, all things considered, sexual assault, just being a deviant. He's not that bad of a dude when it comes to his personality. He's just delusional. So I don't see him like choking them out as he deep French kisses them. So maybe it's just an aggressive kiss. I have no clue. I don't want to think about it anymore. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. Plus, as an added thing, they do, while they're all attacking him, they do say how, like, these aren't people who went there to prison, were going to come out and try and reform. They said they were determined to become, like, some of the greatest criminals in history. Like, serial killers, I think, is the one thing they utter about, and Puri Puri is the reason, like, that they couldn't be. So, obviously not, like, what Puri Puri did was, like, wrong, but is it good at least that Puri kept them in line while in prison if they are just such horrible people?
Wow. See, that's... Wow.
Well, this comes back to Grimm's question of, would you want that to happen to real-world criminals? And, like, real-world murders and stuff like that. In which case, you'd probably be like, yeah, if there was a mass murderer, you'd probably want to give him the puri-puri treatment. But, I mean, like, there's... just Satsuki got it right, man. I mean, like, he was frisking these guys up and down. And I'm not comfortable anymore.
Yeah, like, I guess, like, when we bring it up like that, it is indeed an ethics issue. Like, these people have indeed committed crimes and sins against society. But to what extent does the term cruel and unusual punishment actually go? Like,
it's unusual.
But the thing is, it is cruel. It's unusual. But it may not be a punishment to certain people. Some people would want to get kissed by a puri-puri prisoner. I'm sure there are people out there. So
Grimm.
This is not a this is not a stable form of punishment.
Huh. See, like, see, it's hard to translate this exactly because there is no like real world proposal of improved like incarceration tactics or like shit like that. Everything that we really hear about in the news is about improving jails to not involve more violence or not involve more punishment. You know, it's all about rehabilitating people instead of punishing them for their crimes. But I don't go for the death penalty. I don't support that. But there are certain times where people should indeed be like, you know, harmed for their harm, not just imprisoned. So like at the end of the day, I would say maybe in terms of shit like this happening. But like a deep kiss punishment, like bro, like, what is that?
Who's going to volunteer to do that? Because I mean, with other punishments, you just flip a switch and you hit the electric chair. Who's volunteering their lips to kiss other prisoners? Who's doing it?
Putty, bro.
Yeah, he's probably the one that conceived the idea. It's like, hey, it's like we ran out of drugs and the old Sparky over there is, you know, a little miswired. I can donate my time.
Oh shit. And they didn't really hate him for that shit. But oh fuck, I was gonna elaborate on something else. Okay, yeah, the monster thing. Alright, so it says here, page 24, did their hearts become corrupted too after turning into monsters? We speculated a while back on the monstrification process, right? And we were discussing whether monstrification amplifies your deepest emotions and stuff like that. We're still speculating on that each side whether it does, yes or not. I believe we're leaning towards no or something like that. Or I'll let you guys like elaborate once I'm done. But we've seen plenty of human beings or creatures or whatever that through exaggerated efforts, feelings, emotions, tasks, objects, whatever it may be, like they were so sad that they like fucking started eating bananas. Now they're banana man, some shit like that. That's happened before. So like, it's hard to articulate this question, but like we know that emotions and situations and now I believe monster cells can change you completely and random shit too. I believe there was the spider guy had a spider crawl into his ear and then he turned into a spider or whatever. So does this confirm that your feelings don't change when you become a monster? It's just you and just what you could always do emotionally and like ravagingly, or does this show us that the monster cells or any type of monster transformation does indeed have a deep effect on you?
I think it's hard to say because I think it just depends on how exactly you become a monster. Because when I think of Narinki's group and how they became monsters, they were forcibly transformed. And of course, I mean, I don't know if they were good people or not, but they seemed like good people before. Then they turned to monsters and then they were evil. But let's look at someone like Zombie Man, who he's technically a monster, but he still is considered a hero because he fights for the human side. So I just think it depends on how exactly you become a monster. That can determine whether your heart dictates if you're going to be good or bad. Because not all, people with monster abilities are inherently evil, but again, I just think it depends on the process in which you become a monster.
Didn't the ninjas say that they took the monster cells to achieve more of their goals, or something like that? I think it was like to become the strongest ninjas or make their own organizations or something like that.
I believe so.
Yeah, and their ambitions really didn't change. They just added killing Flash to the list, which is already there,
Yep.
and they were still as like pompous and arrogant. So now I'm like, see, that's why it's difficult because that may be one of the top 5 mysteries of One Punch Man. How the fuck do you become a monster?
Yeah, I'm reading the what's it called, the Super Fight arc at the moment, and in there, when Goketsu presents the monster cells, he talks about how their human kind of inhibitions will vanish when they become monsters. And you see someone like Chose, the kind of Aryan-looking dude. He talks about how after having eaten a monster cell, his already minute sense of morality had vanished, and we get the same with Bakuzan, who's like any morals he had vanished after consuming the monster cell. So, to answer your question, I do think it affects their emotional state and whether they do certain things or not, because it removes all of the kind of human limitations they would have had, all that human morality they would have had.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much what Satsuki and Sundown said is true, and also just to kind of like why Zombie Man's a good monster is because he's not a natural monster. He's not a monster cell produced monster either. He's a genetically created monster because he's from the House of Evolution. They were all genetically created by Dr. Genus. So the fact he's a monster is probably because he retained his human form when he was a monster. And it's a big question of like, is it possible for a monster to remain good? Because it's kind of the whole thing with Goro as well, because obviously his whole, like, he's not a good guy, but his whole relationship with Tario is his redeeming quality. So, like, if something happens to Tario, is Goro going to be a full-on monster at that point? And if this carries on, like, obviously the main question as well is, Saitama kills all monsters, as we've seen, but he doesn't kill humans. So when it gets to eventually, like, a monster who has the heart of a human, which is something that Puri says later on in the chapter as well. He goes like, as long as you retain your human heart, you will stay human.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big question, obviously, for the series of like, if we meet someone like this, how do the Hero Association go about this, and how would Saitama go about this kind of person?
What, bro? You're a fucking...
I definitely.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I definitely think that was foreshadowing, because I think most of us agree that Garu is going to turn into a monster at some point in time. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. And pretty much what Matt said, if Saitama does end up fighting someone like Garu and he somehow maintains his human form, because if he ends up looking like an actual monster, if he still looks humanoid, I think then it will become a question of Saitama's morality.
Yes.
Do I kill him or
do I pull the punch?
That's exactly, like, I was gonna say, you're a fucking god for that, Matt, because I was having trouble connecting that storyline to the entirety of the story. But that's, Saitama has met him twice, and twice he has not killed him. Twice it has been a casual, I believe even 3 times. No, just twice. A casual brush off of the situation. We know that he knows about him. We know that Tank Top Master explained his fighting style completely and in detail to him. So he knows about the Hero Hunter, but he doesn't know that Goro is the Hero Hunter, somebody who's encountered him. And just to see that, like, he is having that huge ass storyline about not being a true monster, about being a hero. I actually fucking connected this shit yesterday. The first motherfuckers he beat up, besides the dojo niggas, were villains. A room full of villains, and that's the ones that we saw on the screen. We didn't see him beat the dojo guys. We just saw a flashback from Tsurenko, I believe. Tsurenko's friend, the senior disciple of Tsurenko. He's the one that gave us a flashback of what happened that day. But that's the first people that we saw him beat their ass on the screen. It was those guys. So now I'm like, monster human, to the point where now he confirmed it. When he mentioned the quote that I must be a dragon level threat then, whenever the demons were telling him that he's doing a really good job. So, oh fuck, you're a god, man. This is, nigga, that's the storyline right there. That is the storyline. Is Goro a monster or not? And when will Saitama distinguish between the two?
Because to me, like, this is obviously just ideas. To me, I think something's going to happen to Tario. I don't think something actually is going to happen. I think, but for some reason, Goro's going to think Tario's dead. And then that's going to be it. That's going to be the moment where Goro transforms into a monster. Right? Then, of course, Saitama's eventually, like, he's going to beat people. Saitama's going to show up. They're going to have their fight. But then when Tario's alive, it's going to be that effect on Goro. Like, is Goro still going to be this full-on monster? Or that's going to be the moment, like, is he going to have his human heart? And then is Saitama going to kill him from there? Or that's what I think is going to happen, at least.
I mean, is that a new thing too, though? How long can an individual resist monstrification? Like, is that a My Mask storyline?
Possibly, but we know monstification, it doesn't have to take control of you, because we see like the ninjas, for example, and possibly Gyoro. We know they can transform between a human form and a monster form. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Garo could do something similar as well.
When we say monstification, we're not saying only monster cells, right? We're saying any form of transformation.
Oh, you're talking from like emotional as well.
So how should I change my vocabulary to distinguish between the two? Like, what do you call transformation from eating too many chocolate cakes?
Damn. They have a name for damn fuck.
You can call that spontaneous. You can call it obsessive.
I really thought it was
I think
monster.
spontaneous.
Yeah, I think there is a specific name for it, but I like the excessive fixation. I like that. I just like that name. But they actually have a name for it. I will look it up, but yeah.
Because I don't see Goro eating a monster cell ever. I don't see that happening.
No,
I just
it's more like a monster cell is a forced transformation, but if you become, but an Evo is like a natural transformation. Really, I like the way he's going from what we've seen. It's a natural transformation. I'm the same as you. I don't see Goro becoming like taking a monster cell, but I think it's going to be this obsession of like something happening, and he's like, I have to, like, all these negative emotions flood in, and then that's going to be the thing, and that's going to solidify him as a monster.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, through something, the obsessive thing, something happens and he turns, but we've already been seeing the instances of glimpse of him being a monster. So my question is it only that part? Let's say that the event and the emotion that Murata identifies as a changing action is Tario dying, right? We haven't seen Tario in a parallel situation without Goro yet. Like, maybe once or twice, but Goro got there. He got there. So, and he's been changing without Tario there. Like, whenever he's gotten stronger, it's not because Tario was there, it's because he's been in a fight and he toughed it out or whatever. So, is there some type of underlying thing that should come up? Like I said before, of like, how long can you resist spontaneous monstification? Does that depict your strength level, or like, it's fucking hard because I'm connecting that directly to a mind mask. That has to be, if this is that storyline, how we're painting it, then it has to be connected to a mind mask. A mind mask has to be a person who's getting ready to monsterify, but his power is so great or so sufficient, or he has so much control that he's able to like hold it back. That's what I would think.
I don't have anything else to add at this point. Like, it's still, this is all speculation at this point. It's just, it's fun to talk about, but there's nothing else to really add on to that at this point. It's all just ideas, really.
You would be way better off doing it the natural way because you plateau with monster cells.
So, up next, after Pooty conversates with the prisoners and they confess their hatred for him, Neon shows up. Let me just ask you guys first. Overall opinions and thoughts on Neon as of yet.
I love him. He's stereotypical cat man. Or what you would expect from a humanoid cat, anyway.
No, I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of him, so I can't say a lot. Obviously, I mean, his strength is, it says more about his strength more than anything that he's definitely cadre executive, where the fact his demon level attacks aren't even touching Puri prisoner, and yet he's not really even like focused on Puri, and he slashes through him no problem. Yeah, you see his executive level of strength definitely, but it's still too early to kind of get a true grasp of him. But I do like his like cat attitude and stuff like that. Like, he just does what he wants. He's not necessarily like, I'm going to take down this one because it's my job. His executive's like, I'll just do what I want because I can.
We get to see what he looks like in full now. He's always been like in shadow.
I fuck with him. I like his design. I like the small ass panel of a flashback of him when he was I guess a house cat and his owner. Like, that shit was funny. In fact, that's like one of the few times where you actually seen like a backstory from these monsters like that. I don't know. I don't know what to take away from this chapter with him. It was just so unusual because he's literally running away from Puri prisoner, and I think we'll talk about this a little more, but I don't know if that's an indication of how strong he really is or what. So that's all I'll say right now.
Yeah, we don't talk about that because that's probably a flip. But I don't. Oh, what's going on, Sundown?
Yeah, I like Neon. I mean, like his whole thing of the whole shtick he had with being able to fit into tight places, that was funny as fuck. I really like that. Thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, his design is awesome. He looks cool. The fact that he keeps running away. I mean, like it seems like a bit of a bitch move, but we got to see Puri Puri do some funny shit because of it, and then he accidentally murders all of his boys, which was that was pretty funny. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything else to say about Neon. I mean, like his first attack was super cool and apparently super fast. But other than that, we don't really get to see anything else.
Oh yeah, to elaborate on the little slipping into cracks and stuff. That's very cat-like if you really think about it, because they always try to fit into like little spaces. He's just taking it to an extreme level.
Yeah, well, it's multiplication as well. Like, obviously, it comes from that need. Like, he wants to get away as a cat. So, like, when he becomes a monster, one of his abilities is he can go through like the tiniest crack, no problem.
This is trash. Like.
Oh, whoa.
Like,
Chill on my boy. Chill on my boy.
Like,
explain.
All right. I'm not Sundown. When I say he's trash, I'm obviously not referring to like his overall strength, but like for first presentation, bro. Like until Puri Puri even like shaved off all his hair and shit, he didn't even fucking harm him, bro. He was perfectly fucking fine and shit. Like we saw the blood, but you can barely see the fucking the claw marks on Puri Puri's chest and shit, and that shit looked healed up immediately. So I'm like, and you're also running away. We got a cute little backstory for him and shit too. Like, bruh, it's
still on my boy.
This nigga is sweet. Like,
chill on my.
He's a fruitcake. But like, this is where we gotta take the narrative stance. If he's running and if he's being so deflective up front, that means that his actual offensive capability has to be ferocious. Like, when he gets serious and turns around on Pooty, it's gonna be a ferocious ass fight. But you guys gotta bear with me. It's only context of the situation. I know for a fact that Pooty is not stronger than like the top 12 in the S class, right? Arguably, right? But at the same time, he's getting a lot stronger. He's getting tougher. Where the S class used to be, if they've gotten stronger, Pooty Pooty could have reached that point by now. So if Neon is fighting Pooty Pooty at this point, he has to be strong. It's gonna be a tough ass fight, win or lose for Pooty Pooty. But Pooty Pooty is still not the top nigga. He's not. So what am I supposed to think when you're running away from a guy who's not the top nigga? Like, what am I supposed to think? And then the fucking, like, I guess we're gonna hop into this more, but I'm not fucking with Neon right now. His design is pretty cool or whatever. That one silhouette with a single eye, that was fucking bad assery. That was fucking badassery. But like, am I wrong for thinking this?
Yes.
What that Neon is my boy. I believe in him. Next chapter, if we continue on with him and Puri Puri Prisoner, he's going to show you. He's going to shut your ass up. And yeah, it's like I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I think he was caught off guard by Puri Puri's personality, but I do have to admit it isn't impressive. I mean, I still thought it was impressive the first time he showed up, but him running away, obviously, that's not something I'm going to hang my hat on. But I thought it was cool how he just showed up, and then Puri Puri wasn't able to react to his slash, and then he kind of like yawned. And I didn't think he was like, obviously, I don't think he was displaying his full power, but we're going to get some good shit from him. if we continue on with this next chapter.
I think
yeah,
it-
I think so.
I think him running away is okay because it's like his attitude about stuff. Because we know he was a cat, and cats are very they do what they want. They're not like they don't listen that often. It's like they do their own thing, and that's what they want to do. So when he's like, "Nah, I don't want to fight him," it's not because I don't think he can't take him. It's just or anything like that. It's just because he's like, I just don't want to do it. I'll leave him to the other cadres, and then he just goes off because that's what he wants to do. Because he's a cat, he just does what he wants.
Yeah, especially when he started getting vibes of his previous owner. He was just like, nah, I'm not about that shit.
Oh,
So he
shit,
kept
another
running
lovey-dovey
away.
duck.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And when Puri's main attack is Angel Hug, I don't think that's what Neon wants to deal with.
true that. And I love how you preceded that whole kind of rant with I'm not Sundown, but then proceeded to do a very Sundown thing when I called Phoenix Man trash, and then he ended up being freaking Phoenix Man. But yeah, I think you're a little bit premature on calling Nyan trash. He's got a whole bunch of potential he can live up to, and he might even have multiple forms and that type of shit, but we just simply don't know yet. I think I agree with Matt mostly in terms of him just being a cat, being that kind of free spirit, and just being attentive to what he wants to be attentive to, and just running away because he really can't be asked, rather than he's too weak.
He's going to lead him to the litter box next chapter.
I'll take that. If he's leading him somewhere, that's
Swear.
different. But the dialogue,
Satsuki, you're making a joke, Satsuki, but I swear if he takes him to like a desert area in the Monster Association.
You heard it here first.
Like he took rock and just pounded it until it was sand. It's like I made a litter box.
Oh yeah, we really have seen pretty much every single fucking setting, haven't we? Hold up. I think there was no. The surroundings of this place, they do remind me a little bit of the underground area that we were at with Child Emperor for Deep Sea, or no, for Phoenix Man a little bit, but I don't know, man. We've added a lot of different settings as of yet, but I would accept that if he's taking him to a different place, then I will take that. Like leading him somewhere else, but it doesn't look like that's the case right now. I agree. I'm a little premature. You know, he even showed him some pretty good DC by like cutting him and the wall. You know, damaged him instead of the other guy who couldn't really damage Putty Putty. But like didn't fuck, this shouldn't even be right in comparison because he was weaker. But like, didn't Deep Sea decommission Putty Putty? Like, wasn't he knocked out?
Yeah, I think he might have done just straight clapped him.
See, that's what I'm thinking, that he actually like knocked him out, and it wasn't like, I don't know, man. Obviously, we gotta wait for that next year, but like, Neon isn't it right now, bro. All right, let's talk about the Angel Bristle armor that he pulled out. Effective or?
It's effective. I think that, like I said before, I think that power up is definitely here to stay. It's probably more of a reflex that his body like senses danger and then he just spontaneously grows hair, but then he sheds it after the threat's dealt with.
So
Yeah, I just found it really weird, man. Like his hair freaking grows at the speed of light. Like he gets some like testosterone in the ass cheek or some shit, and he is sprouting all this hair all over the place. I mean, like we only see the upper body, but chances are he had some lower body shit going on as well. And his hair is so solid that like nothing can go through it or some shit. Like he's just tanking attacks. And then he sheds it and regrows it at the speed of light. And it's like, there's shit. That's the most confusing part of this entire chapter was his freaking hair growth.
I don't know him. So did he have that when we first started the invasion or no? Or did we not see anything of it? It's a sweater, right?
Like I said, the angel rush at the beginning of the chapter, that was about, we did see hair on his body in that one panel. But that was, in that time when it was like, is he really wearing the sweater? Is he not? Because it was kind of flip-floppy. And then we don't see any visible hair later on until he gets attacked by Nian. And then he sheds it again.
Because he says that if I put up a guard with my forearm bristle armor, I can increase the destructive power of my vibration. So he's actually like, he's still using the vibration shit, even though it didn't seem like that shit like a panel or two ago.
Yeah.
He's working with him in tandem. So is that why he was able to fight to fucking to angel crawl?
I don't know why it's called crawl. I thought he was going to pull like more of a Senior Pink kind of a move and just call it like angel dive or something, you know?
Well, the reason it's called crawl is because there's a swimming style called front crawl.
Oh,
Thank you.
didn't know that. Thank you.
Really?
And we do get to see little baby Purry.
That was the best.
That was disturbing, dude.
That is the equivalent of be careful who you make fun of in middle school, because you look at that panel there and you look at him at the very end. It's the definition of glow up, I think.
No, that's the definition of steroids, man. He's been through a harsh life, dude.
And it's like, oh, you look goofy, motherfucker. And it's like 20 years later, and it's like, you still look goofy, motherfucker, but you look like you could beat my ass. Oh, but I'll do more than that, I'm sure.
I just think, like, why he would refer to swimming technique as he's doing this, bro? Like, what?
Like, for sure, Puri Puri was defo taking it first in prison before he actually was given it.
Whoa. Whoa, bro.
It was his prison baptism.
What? No, bro. Because in order for him to go, he had to be powerful enough to, like, actually rape guys. You can't just rape a guy if you're a scrawny little kid or whatever.
Well, they have workout equipment in prison, so who's to say that he didn't become buff when he got into prison?
So you think Puri Puri became this powerful, this capable by working out and lifting weights in a prison?
Guys, he
That's
went
what
to
always
prison
happens.
on his own. He chose to go into prison.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. But let's pretend
He
that part of the story
chose?
didn't occur.
He went to prison. That's the reason he's Puru prisoner, is because he went to prison because of the boys in there. He could do what he wanted, and people wouldn't judge him as much because of they would be criminals. That's why he's in prison, because he chooses to be, not because he has to be.
I
Yeah.
must have missed that part.
There was a scene where I saw the recent one. I think it was where the prison warden was like, every time you escape, I treat it as like a fucking, or every time you leave, I treat it as an escape. I don't know why the Hero Association insists upon like calling you a hero or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, but I suppose he was probably a bit of it. We don't know a lot. We obviously don't know how long he's been doing it for, but we know his strength wasn't because he went to prison and that stuff happened to him. He was strong before then, and then he decided to go to prison after that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the thing is, the warden's like, he treats it as an escape, but no one in the prison can stop him from coming and going as he pleases. That's what he is. Because like I think the first time we see him escape from prison, he like smashes through concrete, no problem. Like he just dashes out there.
I like how you said dash, man.
He does. The angel dashes.
Oh shit, bro. Forever that'll be associated with Puri Puri now, bro. I'm sorry. Angel dash.
Nah, but for real though, like these prisoners, they're hiding behind concrete walls, and then they hear it cracking apart. Freaking Puri Puri rolls up. You know what's gonna happen, man. You're just there cowering in the corner.
Purry smash!
Vibration time.
Oh man.
I've got a new trick to show you. It's like, God, no!
So you're a little hairier than I remember.
So the neon turned because like there was too much forced love. It says this feeling, having love forced upon me, just like my former master. is that like like is that the exaggerated thing, or like is there some other context that we can add to that?
You just don't like
Well,
lovey-dovey stuff. Plain and simple.
yeah. I just don't think he resonates with Puri's personality to force his affection on other people. So he ran.
No, but like obviously in the picture he's a little baby cat, and now he's not.
Yep.
So he transformed. So are we to assume that an abundance of love is what made him transform into this, or like was there something else associated with this?
I'd say it's his resentment of love.
Well, I think Matt's earlier kind of observation was spot on. It's more his desperation to escape, and all of the negative emotions associated with that, like all of the hate and anger he had towards his own because of the love that she was pressing on him, and then all of the escape tactics he was trying to pull. So it's just that desperation to escape forced him to transform, I think.
Also, he pulled a Sanji, running away during the time skip from all the transvestite at the Okama Kingdom.
So
it's like, I got stronger by running.
That he resented forced love so much that he turned into a big ass cat, bro.
I mean, that's the speculation. I mean, it's not enough information to get confirmation of that, but I mean
like it's not that far fetched. I mean, we had Crab Lanty, who you know.
I'm hoping he didn't eat his master, because that would explain his humanoid appearance too.
Yeah, we're obviously talking about extremes whenever we're discussing this, but I'm like, I feel like we're missing one piece of information. Well, that's most likely won't give it to us because we saw what happened with Phoenix Man. But like, I'm just saying, bro. Like, if we don't get a little bit more detail, I'm about to add some shit in there. We about to get another backstory for a monster.
We'll probably see more. I mean, the fact that we see this much and the fight hasn't even really begun definitely hints that we'll probably get more of a backstory. Heck, it might actually be a response to, like, what if they've seen our podcasts? And it's like, oh, we come up with backstories. Like, no, fuck that. We're doing the backstories now because we don't want them doing it anymore.
They heard the black sperm backstory. They was like, nah, it's not happening. Oh shit!
The black sperm backstory was what was it? The Super S backstory. That was when things started going downhill.
The black sperm was pretty bad too. It was Satsuki was beating his meat so much, and then he would always wipe his cum on this doll that was black, and he left it on there for so long that it turned.
Bro, that's nowhere near as bad as the Super S one. That was just
105 niggas.
Why 105? I still haven't figured that number.
105. Why was it 105? Was that the chapter? Was that the chapter?
No. It was 5 guys at first, and then 100 came in because of a special event, and then he serviced them all. And then he killed the prisoners, Puri by the end of the chapter, and he removed his hair. Any predictions or speculation on what may occur next?
Jan gonna beat that ass?
No, not at this point. It's too soon to say. I mean, I guess I can see Neon beating Puri still, like obviously Satsuki said. But I imagine we'd probably cut to someone else as well, because we've still got Darkshine to see.
So you don't think the fight will get finished?
I think we'll come back to the fight. I just don't think it'll be the next thing we see. I think it might be like, we probably see a couple of other things and then we'll come back to the Puri and Neon fight. Because at the moment, I think it's just a chase through the Monster Association, because Puri's going to be chasing after the Neon and Neon doesn't want to fight him.
Yeah, I think it's the perfect time to postpone it if that's what Murata wants to do.
It's one of the few fights that's actually been built up. You know, like, you knew they're going to fight, given what happened at the prison and everything. So I would actually kind of like to see it if we do kind of move around to other fights. In the background, you see Puri chasing Nian. Like, we know it's going to happen, and it's literally in the background.
I didn't expect that for like a skip in the action and then to come back to it. I mean, I guess it's very very plausible, especially at the point that we're at right now. It does seem like a cliffhanger. I just don't know what we're gonna parry into next. It's like you said, Dark Shine is the person we haven't seen, and that's probably really high on the list for likeliness to be next. I'm predicting a ceasing to the running within like the first 10 pages, and then the actual combat should start within that time period. But just gave us a 50-page chapter, so I'm not sure on the scheduling and how the pacing is gonna go. We have gotten multiple back-to-back chapters of like 45, 50 pages or whatever before, but we've also gotten 20, 25 pages back-to-back. So I'm not sure exactly what should I expect because the page or the chapter length does affect that.
Nah, I'm thinking. You know what? I've placed my faith in Puri Puri for the long run, so I feel like he's gonna fight Nyan. Maybe not soon. Maybe there might be like a whole chase scene and everything, but eventually he'll fight Nyan. And I'm gonna say my boy is gonna win. He's gonna beat his ass. He gonna tame that cat. He gonna skin him alive. He gonna wear him as a coat.
Oh yeah. Piri Piri is definitely going to lose now. Now that you said it, when your predictions get that overzealous, I got 100% confidence. I have faith in Nyan to win this fight now.
Oh man, but nah, I got faith in Puri Puri. I'm hoping because like I feel like more than anything he needs a W. But if anything, Nyan is one of the executives, so it might be, well, it should be a lot harder than I'm obviously letting on right now. But I do hope Puri Puri wins in some fashion.
All right, so let's head into the hero polls for this week to see what you guys thought. So the first question we asked this week for the hero polls was favorite fodder monster. We actually labeled them with the names of the podcast members to get you guys more acquainted. But we have the Snowman monster, who we named LookslikeitsMatt, with 30% of the votes. We have Sundownrider, which is the wood monster, with 5% of the votes.
The which monster?
I cannot wait. Where am I supposed to be looking? I cannot find this shit.
I don't got to
I think he posted.
No. Y'all niggas gonna guess for the next one.
Okay.
We have the sludge monster, which is named Grimm, with 7.5% of the votes. We have Satsuki, the winged-headed monster, and people gave
All
him
right.
25% of the votes. And then the winner is Zonin with the shark-looking monster, and he got 32.5% of the votes. And that was favorite monster question. Damn, you guys may need to see this one actually physically in order to fucking judge it. The next question that we asked: which widespread do you like the most? And I just posted there in the VC. With 8% of the votes, people chose Divine Coronation. That shit was badass. I don't know why people were saying shit like that. For 13.5% of the votes, people said The Strong. I don't know why people were tripping on that either. It's like one of the best panels in all of One Punch.
Maybe because you spelled it the string.
Yeah. Spell check, man. It's your best friend.
I was going by times, right?
Oh my god.
Tied for 24% each, we have Dark Angel Rush, the recent panel we got for this chapter, tied with Yamata no Orochi. One of the first panels that we ever got of Orochi in his full form and shit. Fucking looks badass, bro. And then the winner, which I'm pretty sure this is probably gonna be the winner for a long ass time. It's one of the most iconic panels we have. It's the Frontier. It's Saitama alone on top of the Hero Association building, facing off against the Dark Matter Thieves ship. This is badass, bro. Which is your favorite out of those five?
The one that won, the Frontier. Whenever someone asks me about the art of One Punch Man, that's the panel I always show them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That is my. I don't know if that is one of my favorites, if not my favorite bit of art in One Punch Man. It just looks incredible.
That's definitely.
I like alien tech, and it showed it off in full with that panel.
Well, that Frontier one is kind of sick. Yeah. Maybe that, but to be fair, I really like the. I mean, like, didn't we have a double spread where Orochi was going ape shit?
Yeah.
Like with all his dragons stuff coming out. That was like one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, that's a dope one.
Says, who seems the strongest so far? All right. Let me ask you guys before we actually get this. The choices are Grizzly Neon, if you remember him.
Yeah, I do. I wonder why you picked him.
You'll see why in a second. It's a whole theme for this shit, right?
It's an obvious theme.
I just posted the two pictures right there if you guys don't remember them. Then we have Neon as one of the options. We have Elder Centipede as one of the options. We have Watchdog Man, and then we have Rover. So Grizzly Neon, Watchdog Man, Elder Centipede, and Rover.
You know I'm going with my boy Rover.
Oh man, who the fuck was that?
Every time.
Was that Satsuki?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was not ready, bro.
Quick
Please.
question, Satsuki. Has your love for another series, which I'm not allowed to say, affected your love for Rover?
No, because if you can check the tapes, I've actually liked Rover since we started this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I got that Rover connection. I think Rover came out first, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
What about you guys? Out of those five guys, who's the strongest so far?
Elder Centipede.
Wow, really? Over Rover and Watchdog? Damn, what?
So what were the options again? It was Neon.
Mm-hmm. It was Neon, Grizzly Neon, Rover, Watchdog Man, and Elder Centipede.
Grizzly Neon, really. I think I gotta go either Rover or Elder Centipede just because of the freaking size. But yeah, I think Rover.
Well, the viewer said in last place with 2% is Grizzly Neon.
I wonder why.
Shock no one.
I don't even know how he got any votes, but all right.
In next to last place is Neon. So that's all right. It's probably because he's new. In third place is Elder Centipede with 18.4%. In second place is Rover with 20%.
Nani?
And then in first place with 55%, bro. So
Whoa.
out of 10 niggas, 5.5 niggas. Said Watchdog. Oh shit, bro. God damn, bro. Just from one encounter with Garou, and then Rover fought him after that, after he got several times stronger, and still bust his ass. But people love Watchdog. That shit was even off screen. It was off screen, bro. These are fanboys. These are fucking fanboys. That's really
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. The next question we asked was favorite pooty technique. The options were vibration.
We know what it is. We know what it is.
Hold on. What do you think it is?
It's gotta be Vibration Angel, dude.
The options were Angel Bristle Armor, Dark Angel Rush, and Vibration Angel. In last, or let's say what you guys thought.
I went Bristle.
Yeah, Vibration.
Yeah, Vibration.
It's gonna be Vibration.
Last place was Angel Bristle Armor, 8.3%.
Well, damn.
Second place, Vibration Angel.
What?
Yup.
Nah. Who are these people, bro?
Bro, you know how raw Dark Angel Rush looked like. What did you expect, bro? 80% of the votes.
80.
80%.
Oh, damn.
Yup.
These people are underestimating the Vibration Angel, man.
I can just imagine what will happen when Vibration and Bristle fuse into Dark Angel.
I'll be out there blocking swords and shit. The next question we asked is Neon a bitch?
Oh wow. Okay.
No, he's a cat.
Yeah, he's a cat. Can't be a bitch.
So the options we had is A, this fight hasn't started, baby. And no, I read that shit wrong. This fight ain't even started, baby. And then the next option we had was this pussy is running away.
All right.
Who you guys think won?
I'm hoping it was. This fight ain't even started, baby.
It's got to be that.
Let's go with A. Let's
Yeah.
go with A.
A. Matt, what's what's option A again?
This fight hasn't even started, baby. Can do the voices too.
This fight ain't even started, baby. Wins with 55%. I think it's trash, bro. The next question we asked was Vakuma versus Devil Longhair. What do you guys think?
Versus who?
Oh,
Devil Longhair.
the Bakun versus Devil Don't Care.
Yeah, maybe if it pre-absorbed Devil Long Hair, like post-absorbed Vakuma.
I went Devil Longhair because, like, I don't think he could suck in his hair, and then add that to his stockpile. And, it obviously depends, like, is this pre or post power-ups that we saw at the chapters? So I'd just go on a base level of Devil Longhair.
Yeah, I'm getting the feeling Devil Longhair. Like even if he got snorted up, we saw the other guy struggling inside Vakuma's stomach. So like Devil Longhair would probably just shoot out a whole bunch of hair, put the guy on a. Oh, that word I was about to use is not going to sit well.
Reverse pain cushion?
Would Vakuma just
Yes.
get like? Would Vakuma, if he sorted him, just like get super long flowing hair?
Yeah.
Because he did get like flaps behind his head and shit once he transformed, and I'm not sure if that's from like the fish thingy, but I don't know, bro.
He probably becomes like Bubba Bo because he had the fist of the nose hair.
Bro, I swear I've seen like 20 like spaced out sparse episodes of that. I don't know what the fuck that anime's about, bro. What is that?
Don't worry, nobody really does.
Bo.
No,
Nobody even knows why it has to go that long of a name.
Because it looks like one of those funny ones that's not trash, and it went on for a while.
Well, it is a gag series, so I mean...
Okay. Was it quality or no?
I never saw the whole thing.
Damn.
It was one of those TV series that you just had on in the background.
Okay, yeah.
Like you never watched, but
Mhm.
you were like, fuck it.
Yeah. I do that shit right now for edit. I'll put that shit on
Oh wow, that's disrespectful, but okay.
No, it's like I used to always fall asleep with that, while watching it or whatever. So now on YouTube you can actually go to streams and they stream all the episodes from all the seasons all day long. So at night to fall asleep, I just throw that shit on and then fall asleep to it or whatever. But
Damn.
yeah, but you would think, bro, Kishin's the type of nigga that if he watches something, he finishes that shit. So bo must be horrible.
Well, I might have seen the whole thing. It's just been so long since then because I only watched it on Toonami, and it might have canceled it at some point.
So Bobo would beat Devil Longhair.
I don't know.
No, I
Maybe.
just said that Vakuma would become Bobo because he'd have nose hairs now because it always comes out of his trunks, whatever power he absorbs.
All right. Maybe we should call Devil Longhair.
No.
You want to do that? You want to do that?
Regardless of that though, Devil Longhair got fucking spanked, 28.6 to 71.4%.
Bullshit.
Complete wash. Damn, bro. Them niggas don't fuck with Devil Hair. All right, the next question we asked is Pooty Pooty as physically strong as a My Mask? I told y'all that we was getting into this.
What we've seen, I would say yes, but we've barely seen anything of a My Mask. But when he did, he was ripping through stuff harder than steel, and like through flesh like it was nothing. Whereas Puri was more just like Puri was still really impressive, but I haven't seen him like demolish anything like that. So I'm going for a My Mask at the moment.
So a fingertip shattering a wall isn't enough.
Super impressive. No, don't get me wrong, like that's great. But but like it's still stone is the main thing for it. Like whereas like that they are specially designed battle suits from the organization. Like they are meant for combat. You know, they're meant to last. They're meant for durability. And I know a wall's meant to obviously survive as well, but they're meant to take hits more than anything. The battle suits were. So I'm going to give it to a My Mask.
Shit. All right. Kishin?
I went Puri for this one, mostly because, like, but what Matt said is making me kind of rethink. It's like I wasn't thinking of the metal aspect of it, and I was like, shit, we haven't actually seen him destroy anything metal yet. Fuck.
You actually got me with that.
I think Puri probably could, but until we see it, I can't exactly say yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Better see it first. Satsuki?
I'm going with Sweet Mask. We haven't seen that much from him, but I'm of the belief that if you're this hyped up for this long, you have to be stronger than Puri Puri. Even if we just caveat it and only talk about physical strength, I still think Sweet Mask takes it. So it's more blind faith than anything than that we've seen.
You know what to say, bro. All y'all niggas out here with this blind faith shit. What's up with Sundown?
I gotta go for a My Mask. What the fuck?
Somebody like
Was that Satsuki again?
I was gonna say Satsuki, your Rover got really good.
Special
I'm not that good.
appearance by Rover.
I'm not that good.
Oh, my bad, Sundown. Go ahead.
All right. Wait, was that just your dog humping your mic again?
Yeah. That was overgrown Rover.
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, My Mask, I think, mostly because of what Matt was saying, which I think rings pretty true. But also on My Mask, I mean, like, just look at the guy. He is straight crazy. When we saw him murder the hit squad, he literally just tore through humans. He could possibly try to have saved, but he chose not to. He's on some dirty ass roid rage or some shit. He'd been cycling real bad, and he's just insane compared to Puri Puri. So like maybe not even just in terms of strength, but in terms of mentality as well. This guy is beyond Puri Puri in every way, I think.
I mean, like he put it, we haven't really seen from either of them. So I'm just going off what we've seen. He's really only taken a boulder that fell on him, and he like stopped that. I think he caught it. It was Darkshine let it fall on him and breaking shit. So Pooty Pooty just took a big ass blast, ate that shit, and a power up from it, shattered stone, as Matt pointed out, to stone, but with just a fingertip, compared to I don't know, man. It's not much of a comparison. I think the biggest thing that I was looking at was how they actually went about killing the monsters too, because he went in there and like just tore them up like nothing, fucking crazy ass savagery from a Mind Mask. But so did Pooty Pooty just now with a straight Gatling. He completely eviscerated that monster, like completely. So I'm like, that's pretty comparable with what we've seen as of recent in terms of like displays. A Mind Mask may be faster, but like Pooty Pooty's durability and his offensive capability do seem to match up. So now I'm like, is he around that level at this point, or?
Fuck no.
Well, the viewers, and this is the most surprising part.
Oh.
Well, if he were to defeat Nyan, then he'd have more to kind of back him up.
Yeah.
But at this point, he doesn't really have anything that kind of supports his argument against Amai.
52%.
52%.
A Mind Mask. I was
Cool.
not.
Understandable.
I was expecting niggas as his fanboy on him. Because out of the 4 of us here, I think only 2 of us have said Pooty Pooty. And even Kishin himself was like backtracking where he's not sure about it exactly. So to see everybody else saying like it's almost half and half, damn, nigga.
Yeah, their feats are like kind of evenish. Like obviously different scales of power. So obviously like probably demolished the stone wall, but of course, obviously, like I said, my mass demolished the steel. It's difficult to compare them. So that's actually pretty good considering. I think that's about right. People saying it's about 50-50 ish.
I mean, like you said, bro, once we get more, we can definitely distinguish that question a lot more. But 50-50 is pretty close. For as many Sweet Mash fanboys as we know exist, that's surprisingly close. And then the final question that we asked was Vakuma versus Deep Sea King. What'd you think?
Deep Sea King.
It's
Sea King.
another. I want to give it to Vakuma, but it's another instance of like, is this pre or post power ups?
But it's the same with Deep Sea King as well, because obviously he can power up too when he's wet.
Yeah, with the water compared to without it.
Deep Sea King, I'm going to say.
Deep Sea.
Yeah.
65-34. Deep Sea.
Yeah.
There's a difference there for sure.
Wait. Hold up. So we're saying Deep Sea King is overwhelmingly better than Vacuum, but not with Devil Long Care? Like what?
Them niggas hated Devil Long Hair, bro.
I mean, okay, I guess, but when I swear, when Devil Long Care he pierces through all of those, all through Atomic Samurai's disciples, the tune is going to change.
So Deep Sea, then Vakuma, then Devil Long Hair, according to the fans. All right, we're gonna see how that plays out. All right, so then let's hop into the hero comments for this week. For our first hero comment, we have Greek God. Shout out to Greek God in Discord and shit. We actually had more questions that we asked on the parts outside of the poll because we didn't have enough space to ask them on the poll questions. So we're gonna read you all the questions that we asked this week. There were 16 in total. Number 1, Vakuma versus Deep Sea King. Number 2, is Pooty Pooty as physically strong as a Mind Mask? Number 3, is Pooty Pooty wrong for trying to save his boyfriends? Number 4, Vakuma versus Devil Longhair. Number 5, can Vakuma suck up Pig God before he eats him? Number 6, is the Pooty Pooty widespread the best we've seen lately? Number 7, should real life prisoners receive the deep kiss punishment? Number 8, is Nyan a bitch? Number 9, Who seems the strongest so far between the 5 options we mentioned? Number 10, favorite fodder monster this chapter. Number 11, prison with Pooty Pooty, or a monster cell transformation, but you're a really weak monster. Which would you choose? For number 12, if Pooty Pooty and Okamatachi teamed up, name one character who would have their cheeks taken. Number 13, did Pooty Pooty take more damage this chapter than Metal Bat versus Garo? Number 14, overall thoughts on Pooty Pooty so far? Number 15, favorite Pooty Pooty technique? And then number 16, Neon versus Pooty Pooty predictions. Alright, so let's get it popping with Greek Gods first entry. For Rakuma versus Deep Sea King, he said, Deep Sea King low diffs. Wow. Number 2, is Pooty Pooty as physically strong as a My Mask? Hell no. A My Mask no diffs him. No offense to Pooty Pooty. I think he's offended. Number 3, is Pooty Pooty wrong for trying to save his boyfriends? Nah, he's just emotional. True. Vakuma versus Devil Longhair? Vakuma? Damn, he said it too. So it's Deep Sea, Vakuma, and Devil Longhair. Yeah. Can Bakuma suck up Pig God before he eats him? No. Pig God devours him. Alright, bet. Is the Pooty Pooty Wives Fight the best we've seen lately? It's pretty damn good, but no, not the best in my opinion. Damn. For number 7, should real life prisoners receive the deep sea kiss punishment? He says, nah, makes me uncomfortable. For number 8, is Neon a bitch? No, he just doesn't like people like Pooty Pooty and would rather avoid them. That's fucked up. Who seems the strongest so far? Rover or Elder Centipede? Bet. For number 10, favorite fodder monster this chapter? The Snowman. Shout out to that. For number 11, prison with Pooty Pooty or a monster cell transformation, but you're a really weak monster. Which would you choose? He says, prison. He says, prison with Pooty Pooty, honestly. If I behave, it's implied he won't be too rough on me. Better than death, in my opinion.
Oh, Lord. No.
Nah, this guy crazy. This guy crazy. It don't matter if you behave, bro. This guy gonna vibrate through the wall and come at you.
Oh, shit. For number 12, if Pooty Pooty and Okamatachi teamed up, name one character who would have their cheeks taken.
What? What?
He said they would try a My Mask since they both got the shots for him. All right. For 13, he said, did Pooty Pooty take more damage this chapter than Metal Bat or versus Garo? Not sure. True. Overall thoughts on Pooty Pooty so far? He's cool. I find him funny. Bet. Favorite Pooty Pooty technique? Dark Angel Rush. Neon versus predictions. Once you go cat, you can't go back.
Facts.
King Engine. Who's next?
All right. I'm gonna read Black Stannis's comment. Shout out to Game of Thrones. We out here. We are out here. All hail Cersei. Number 1, we have Bakuma. I don't think Deep Sea King can handle all that suck. All right. Number 2, no, I still think Amai is physically stronger. Number 3, yes, they're not really his boyfriends. They're more his sex slaves. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Number 4, I got my boy Jack the Drought. What is this love for Vakuma? I understand it, but nah. Number 5, I read somewhere that fat guys last longer during blowjobs. So I got Pig God. What? Black Stannis.
Wait a second. What the fuck? What was the question?
That That was the pig guy versus Vakuma question, I believe.
What the fuck?
Oh, it gets better for number 6.
Number 6, Grimm. If you keep on asking these gay ass questions, I'm gonna pull up to Florida and give you the deep kiss punishment. All right. I think that's like our first direct threat. Like, I'm surprised this didn't happen sooner.
We finally made it.
Oh shit, bro.
Number 7, depends what crime committed. I don't know what question this was. Oh no, that was do you think the deep the deep kiss punishment should be that was the question. Okay.
Yeah.
8, no, I wouldn't want to fight that nigga either. 9, Rover. However, if Rover's asshole is more than 3 millimeters, I could see Neon winning.
Oh,
What?
I'm wondering if all these are meant to be jokes or not.
Yo, I didn't know Grimm answered his own questions, bro.
This has to be Grimm. Yo, Flat Stannis, what? Number 10, Makoplasma. What? Makoplasma.
It's
okay.
woman demon.
Okay. Okay. Number 11, I'd rather be a monster than get my cheeks violently taken. I get it, but I mean, if I had to answer that question, it's hard because if I'm a monster and I'm a weak monster at that, I'm dying. Like I'm going to die. I don't know. Number 12, Super Mouse. Number 13, no, I think Metal Bat took more damage. I agree. Number 14, he's taking names and cheeks. Number 15, Vibration Angel. I can already tell number 16 is going to be some shit. All right. Number 16, sometimes pussy is too much for you to handle. This is the case with Nyan and Puri. Also, shout out to Satsuki for getting the Stannis part of my name. I'm glad someone else recognizes the GOAT Game of Thrones character. I mean, Stannis ain't the GOAT, but maybe in the books, but the GOAT is Tyrion, but that's I'll say that for another day.
This one comes from Garo Straight Savage. Number 1, Vakuma. Number 2, not by a long shot, will likely see my masked true power during this arc. Fair enough. 3, not really. He has a different perspective than a normal person would. He still sees them a human while they're clearly a monster. Yeah, I mean, we discussed that to decent detail. 4, Vakuma seems far too much for Devil Longhair to handle. Oh, so he brought the shears, I guess. 5, I don't think so. The same thing happened to the Great Food Tub would happen to Vakuma, just at a greater scale. Well, dang. Fair enough. 6, yes, we have a lot more to look forward to as well. Wait, what was that one? Number 6?
Number 6 was is the Pooty Pooty widespread the best we've seen lately?
Oh, gotcha. 7, nah. I'm thinking that's about the kiss, right?
Yeah.
8, I think he's just annoyed with PPP. Looking at how easily he slashed him open after 2 demon level monsters and some fodder couldn't even put a meaningful hit on him. I think Nyan would one-shot him without much effort. He is a Kaderi after all. What?
Bro, what? We've said that word so
I know, I
many
can't
ways.
I've been saying it since I started reading. Psycho 2 years ago, and I just kept saying it the same damn way. Leave me alone.
Good dairy. Go ahead.
9. Rover seems to be the strongest of all of them. So, and let's see, just gotta pull up the number 10. Electric catfish and Mycoplasma. Oh, so they like the electric types. 11. Since I still have my humanity, I'd pick PPP. Oh no! Why do you torture yourself so? 12. Bushy Drill and Ian. But I think that's supposed to be mainly, but it's man or main key because of Puri Puri's powers. 13, I think so. Feline Retribution seems to be a pretty powerful technique, even if we saw a weakened version this chapter. Fair enough, we mentioned that. 14, he's gotten significantly stronger. I don't hate him, but I think he still deserves punishment for making those prisoners' lives a living hell to the point of them wanting to lose their humanity and become monsters. Okay, that's a fair point, I suppose. 15, Vibration Style. It wasn't Vibration Style, but I could see that being a thing. And 16 is B lol. And then King Engine, but you forgot the hashtag.
I forgot to mention the options for question 16, which is Neon versus Pooty Pooty predictions, where A, Pooty Pooty about to get some pussy, and B, once you go cat, you can't go back.
Tell me someone hasn't done Griever. Yeah.
No.
All right. So for number 1, Vakuma versus Deep Sea King, he said Deep Sea King. Number 2, for My Mask being as physically strong as Puri Puri, he says no, My Mask is likely stronger physically still. Number 3 is Puri Puri wrong for trying to save his boyfriends. Griever says he loves his boys, can't fault him. That's fair enough. 4, Vakuma versus Devil Longhair. Griever says Devil Longhair high diff. All right. 5, can Vakuma suck up Pig God before he eats him? Griever says Pig God would simply eat him from the inside out if that happened. All right. That's fair enough. I'd like to actually see that. 6, is the Puri Puri widespread the best we've seen lately? He says Phoenix Man's last transformation was a better widespread panel, more epic for me. Which one was the last transformation?
I think it was for Eagle. Brilliant Eagle, I think is it?
Yeah, that was a really nice double spread, to be fair. Can't argue with that. Number 7, should real life prisoners receive the deep kiss punishment? Only for the worst of the worst. A, is Nyan a bitch? Whoa, okay. He's my bitch. I love my pussy. Whoa, Griever, jeez. You need to calm down. Wow, okay. All right, 9. Who seems the strongest so far? Griever says Rover from what we've seen. Nyan might surprise us soon. All right. 10, favorite fodder monster this chapter. Shark dude with the supersonic waves. See, I was of the same kind of mindset. The shark dude looked pretty dope. With his freaking with the supersonic waves as well. This dude crazy. 11, prison with Puri Puri or monster cell transformation, but you're a really weak monster. He says monster cell transformation. To be fair, I'd go the same way. I ain't spending a night in prison, Puri Puri. You see that guy, bro? Nah, I'm not ready for that. 12, if Puri Puri and Akamai Itachi teamed up, name one character who would have their cheeks taken. Oh man, Genos, dude always loses. That would be the biggest L of his career.
Does Genos even have cheeks?
Well,
We've basically seen him naked at this point, so I don't think he does anymore.
I mean, like, he might not have like flesh cheeks, but he's definitely got metal cheeks.
Oh man.
Yeah, but would that even entice Purry anymore? He's like, no, I don't want.
I mean, like,
You
Puri
ever
seems like
been at school? There's a railing, right? And then there's a lot of people you gotta push up against the railing to get out of people's way. And then you put your meat up against it a little bit, and it feels weird, but not that weird. Kind of like a ooh.
This whole conversation is
Why
weird.
is this so
What?
specific?
wow, man. Like,
No, Grimm, that's not relatable. I'm sorry.
You're probably the only person that's ever done this that we're.
Bro, I'm not the only person
Alright.
who's been squished up against like a subway rail with your dick, right? And then that shit don't feel bad. You know? I'm not saying you're sitting there dry humping the rail or the poem. You're saying like go ahead.
yeah.
I want so much a compilation to be made of just all of Grimm's moments where we're all just like, what?
That's got to be done.
It could be
People
its
in the
own
friggin'
podcast.
people in the comments, people who watch this shit, y'all know what to do, man. Just make a compilation, put it up. We appreciate it.
That's a lot of material to sift through, though.
Someone out there would do it. I'm glad.
I mean, I tried to literally get all the sus moments of Grimm, like just some of the shit he sends me in my DMs on Twitter, but eventually I gave up because it's too much shit.
What?
I'm
When the
not.
guy
I'm not a
gives too much.
snitch. I'm not a snitch, so I'm not gonna say what you've been doing. But yeah, you know.
The blackmail is there, man. You better watch out.
This nigga's tripping, bro.
Bruh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I need you're from Florida, right?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. One
We
place
both
I ain't
are.
ever going. Ah, shit. So how the heck did we get Satsuki and how the hell did we get Grimm? What?
I don't know.
Did you finish that
Oh
one?
man. No. So which one was that? That was Genos always loses. All right. So number 13, did Puri Puri take more damage? Don't think so. 14, overall thoughts on Puri Puri. More badass than before. I agree with that. 15, favorite Vibration Angel. Yas. Griever. Let's go. And 16, Nyan versus Puri Puri predictions. He says option C. I'm not sure if there was an option C, but he says Nyan leaves Puri Puri heartbroken and escapes to fight another day. He can't handle all that love Puri Puri got for hairy pussy. All right.
Oh Lord, no.
Yo,
Well, Griever, I thank you for your comments.
niggas is
They were
tripping today,
amusing.
bro.
Yeah, so the one I'm reading is the one above all. So for Kuma versus Deep Seeking, he's gone for Kuma. What was number 2? My Mask and Puri's like, no, My Mask is better. Number 3, he's gone yes to Puri's reasoning for the boyfriends he's got. Number 4, Vakuma. Which one was that? Devil on Care. Oh, okay, so we just have him. Yes. Number 5, come for Kuma suck a pig, God no. Number 6, yeah, he said the spread's epic. Number 7, no one deserves that. Number 8, which was bitch, no. Number 9, he's gone for Rover. Number 10, he's gone for the Snowman. Personally, I don't know about the Snowman. Number 11, Monsterize Me. Okay. Number 12, he's also gone for Genos on that one.
Oh,
Oh,
poor
man.
Genos.
Poor Genos, man. Number 13, not even close. Number 14, he's just said it's badass. Number 15, he's gone for Vibration Angel mode, which is the best one. And number 16, he just said pussy wins.
Niggas tripping, bro. All right. So let's hop on to the next set of questions. We're just gonna read one more, and then we should be able to pop up. Let me see. All right, let me go ahead and read Zarsos. The next longest one. All right. Next up that we had is Zarso. He's supposed to be on a podcast, but this bitch has never shows up. So start reading his shit. For number 1, he says Vakuma. For number 2, which is Pooty Pooty is physically strong as a my mask. Just as, if not more so. For number 3 is Pooty Pooty wrong for trying to save his boyfriends. They didn't consent, so yeah. Alright. Vakuma versus Double Long here. Depends, but I'll say Vakuma. Damn. For number 5, can Vakuma suck up Pig God? Nah, that man dummy thick. Is the Pooty Pooty widespread the best we've seen lately? Nah, too fruity for my taste. What? Fuck out of here, bro. Hell nah. Should real life prisoners receive the deep kiss punishment? That's cruel and unusual punishment, so no. Shit ain't that cruel, bro. For number 8, is Neon a bitch? Nah, you is the bitch.
It's like he knew you were going to read it.
Who seems the strongest so far? Watchdog Man. For number 10, favorite fodder monster in this chapter, Mycoplasma. Bet. For number 11, prison with Pooty Pooty or monster cell transformation, but you're weaker. Monster cells, no hesitation. If Pooty Pooty and Okamatachi teamed up, name a character who would have their cheeks taken. He says, not me. Alright. Did Pooty Pooty take more damage this chapter? Not even close. Overall thoughts on Pooty Pooty so far? Gay man scary. Favorite technique, he says Dark Angel Rush. And then finally he says Neon versus Pooty Pooty predictions. Once you go cat, you can't go back. Hashtag King.
Yeah, go. We got super_Satan, I believe, but Satan replaced the last A with the 4. Pretty edgy. Number 1, easy, Deep Sea King. What good is a character with his stats all over the place versus a good old strength build with weather boost? All right. Number 2, never. Number 3, no. Why would that ever be wrong? What was number 3?
Is Puri wrong for trying to save his...
Oh, okay. Number 4, Devil Long Care, Vacuuma sucks. Pun intended. I fucked it up, but it's all right. Number 5, hard no. Number 6, it was all right. Huh? I'm assuming that's the double spread question.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Number 7, I fear that they already do. Number 8, a bitch, no. A pussy, definitely.
Ayo.
Number 9, my money is on Elder, but not more than $2 versus Watchdog Boy. All right. Number
he's
10,
a boy now.
I guess so. Number 10, the weird talking tree. Number 11, monster cells any day. Damn. Number 12, Bushi Drill. What the fuck question was that?
Who would Komatachi and Puri take if they teamed up?
Wow. Okay. Number 3, yes, but not more than Metal Bat's entire fight plus the insects. Number 14, uncomfortable. Number 15, Angel Crawl, and number 16, B.
Shit.
Oh shit. It's not a hashtag, but in all bold, King Angel.
Hey, gang.
Did anybody read Scummerreach?
No.
Nope.
Not that.
All right, so for number 1, wet wins, dry loses. What?
Yeah. he's on
Deep
about
Sea
Puri's-
King
yeah.
versus, yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought there was a My mind's in the gutter because of Grimm. Okay.
Relax.
Yeah, okay. 2, he says Amari one-shots. I assume he meant Amai. Okay, 3, yes, because the R word. I think you're allowed to say rape without it being used against you. I mean, like, you're allowed to discuss it. So,
Yeah.
yes, because of rape. Okay, that's fair enough. 4, long hair has range and defense, so wins. Okay. 5, pig god breaks physics, so no. 6, yes, the love is overflowing. 7, no, it destroys both parties psychologically. What was number 7?
Should the prisoners receive the special punishment?
Yeah.
No, it destroys both parties psychologically. I think it destroys one party psychologically.
Yeah, especially if the one party is willing.
Yeah, no. And then for some reason there's a random in bold king and nothing else. Cool. All right. 8, no, he's a scaredy cat who hates hugs. Cool. 9, those doggos tie. So that'd be Watchdog Man and Rover. 10, mycoplasma who died too soon. 11, prison and stuff up the hole. Oh, geez.
What?
What was number 11?
I think that was prison with Puri Puri or monster cells.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, so this guy chose prison and stuff up the hole. I mean, like that was just implied, but this guy actually wants stuff up the hole.
So you go.
Jeez.
No,
Better
I
to be-
think he meant plug up his hole so he won't.
Oh.
Yeah,
Get
he didn't actually want
penetrated.
stuff up there. He just wanted to protect.
Yeah, but
Yes.
I'm like,
Wow.
so first,
they'll work against you because he'll then pack it deeper when
oh,
it
you
comes.
Oh,
dirty
no.
for that.
Oh.
bro.
Oh, like
Wow,
you.
bro, I was gonna say a nigga that strong
I mean-
can just pull it out, but you're fucked up, Kishin.
I mean, like he does finish his answer with better to be wrong than do evil yourself. So, I mean, like, I kind of get you, but I don't get you. So,
Yo, scum about to get pounded, bro.
You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself get penetrated by Puri Puri Puri.
Who just happens to be a hero, suppose.
He finna vibrate.
this guy straight said better to be wrong than do evil yourself. Bruh, if you offering up those cheeks, you're doing wrong. 12, Deep Sea King wouldn't have died and would wish he had. Okay. 13, no, only a scratch from a weak dragon. 14, Puri Puri is gay. Okay. 15, Vibration Angel, Puri's third power up. And 16, B, Nyan wins after getting serious. And then in bold, King Engine.
Gang. Hey. Good shit.
Sato _00. For number 1, they apparently didn't quite know who you were talking about with Vakuma. Vakuma or Vaccine Man? I had to search Vakuma to learn that it's an elephant, lol. Deep Sea King takes it assuming Vakuma doesn't absorb anything powerful in the past 24 hours. I'd say it's nearly equal, though. Number 2, maybe I think my mask just has violent intentions with his strikes, whereas Puri has loving intentions, in quotation marks. 3, tough question. Puri is forcing them to come back like Naruto did Sasuke. A bit worse than that. I'd say it's worst case, they're a pretty bad bunch with no real hope for redemption. They were bad humans. Besides, forcing people into a relationship is wrong. Yes. 4, I actually wanted to see more Devil Longhair. I'd say Longhair wins. He seems more versatile and dangerous. 5, no way Pig God would eat him from the inside. Lol. Yeah, that's coming up more often than I would, to be honest. 6, maybe. for the widespread question. Number 7, no, and that's for the kiss punishment. So good. 8, yes, doesn't seem particularly powerful. Seems rather annoying to deal with a cockroach going into a crack, and I hate cats. Well, that was if Nian is a bitch. So, yeah, not a cat person, apparently. 9, they went with Elder Centipede. Yay. 10, that geisha women. It says women, not women. Where were the others? 11, I'd take a monster cell. Yeah, I went with that one too. 12, pardon for that was the team up question. And then like freaked out Kermit face. 13, Garu took way more damage. Purry only took a slash and weak punches from weak monsters. Oh. Well, you're insulting the dead now. 14, Purry looks cool, body hair, no homo. That was the overall thoughts on him. 15, they went with Vibration Angel for favorite technique, and 16 for the Nian versus Purry predictions. Purry about to get some pussy. Yes.
Yeah, sure. So this one's from Handsome Carmen. He's got number 1. He's put Vakuma as well. Number 2, he says, "Am I stomps?" Number 3, he's gone sure. Number 4, he said Vakuma as well. Number 5, he said Pig God will eat him instead. Number 6, he's gone nope. Which one was number? Which one was number 6?
Which question again?
Number 6.
The widespread question.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Number 7, he's gone Jesus Christ, no way. Number 8, nope. And number 9, he's gone for Watchdog Man as well. Number 10, Mycoplasma, who's a popular one. Number 11, he said he'd rather become a weak monster than face a deep kiss. Number 12, he said he'll ignore this one, so I'm going to say his answer is also a My Mask, which contradicts with his second one. So, what's his point on that? I don't know. Number 13, he says Metal Bat took more damage than Puri did. He thinks Puri's a mech character as well, but his favorite attack is Dark Angel Rush, and he thinks Nian is going to crush Puri as well. Hashtag Kick Engine.
Gang, gang. So I chose the one where we see a close up of Nian's face, and I liked it personally because I liked his design. So just seeing him pop up out of nowhere right behind Puri was pretty cool to me. And this panel isn't like it's nothing. It's not one of the greatest in the chapter, but I don't know. I just liked him appearing out of seemingly nowhere.
As cats do.
And I'm beating the cat's ass right now. So.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a real cat, and I was like, what?
Not today. Not today.
Like I said, wasn't sure which one to go with because I wasn't sure if anyone picked them, but obviously, like, the first would be the backstory, like how Nian became the way he is. I thought that was kind of cute and funny all at the same time. Or just him crawling into the crack and you couldn't just see his eyes.
Mine was the entire page where we had, I think it was right after Grimm's one actually, where Vakuma fires off his attack and Puri kind of just dodges it really easily, but he chooses to be extra about it. And he does like a whole ballet routine. So he kind of like, he just pirouettes away, then he sticks his leg up with his hands on his hips, looking gay as fuck, but also kind of also proud as fuck too. So
he also didn't dodge all of it. It singed off one of his butt cheeks.
If you're into that, I suppose you can check out a butt cheek here and there, and he is wearing boxes with hearts on them.
Yeah, they kind of work together. So obviously the first one I love is because it's like Mirazar, like it works better as a combo. So like it's a couple series that do. It's like One Piece, like basically they have ridiculous designs and cool designs. So I love like the ridiculous designs of One Punch Man, like Kid Prisoner, because it's just it's funny and it's stupid. But it works better because you compare it to obviously the other one, which is like the badass prisoner now, and like he's made him look cooler because now he's got the scar going down his chest as well. Just to add to that as well, it works as a strength, but obviously the better one of the two is definitely Kid Puri. But you know what? Like I said, it's blow up, but yeah, that's it.
Any other final thoughts in the chapter before we head out?
Neon got to put in some work. I mean, that depends on if we continue on that fight. And like I said before, I do think this is a good cliffhanger, and we could move on to something else, somebody else fighting like Darkshine, or maybe even continue to fight between Devil on Care and the Disciples. But if we do continue to fight with Puri Puri and Yan, he has to stop running away and destroy this nigga. End him. Because I know you can do it.
Cat pelt sweater. It's coming. I'm not giving up until the day I'm proven right. I will die on that hill.
No, nothing really. Just like I said at the beginning, it was a solid chapter, and I'm ready to see where it goes next. Whether it continues with Puri Puri or they want to go somewhere else instead, which I think they probably will. But yeah, it's One Punch Man. I'm always ready for the next thing. It's really good.
Shout out to our boy Zonin. I think, yeah, I'm still supporting my boy Puri Puri, and I want this fight to continue. I mean, like, seeing him chase Nyan throughout like everyone else's fights it'd be kind of funny, but I do want to see this kind of wrapped up within the next couple chapters. So yeah, I do support Puri Puri. I want to see him win, get that W, prove himself as a true S-class, and but I also don't want it to be an easy fight. I want Nyan to put in some work and stop running around like a biatch.
Shit, but I mean, you said it best, man. I need the old boy to stop running around. His design isn't horrible. He does look pretty interesting, especially that one silhouette picture. So I'm excited to see his potential. His abilities are unique as well and cat-like. So we all know the theories that we've been popping up about the cat shit. Hopefully it gets popped out. Feline Retribution was pretty badass looking with sufficient damage, but I do want to see more from him. I'm not going to pull a Sundown and say he's trash. But as for right now, you know, he's around the trash man. You know, he's walking around it and shit.
Cool, I'm in there too.
Check out everybody's content, bro. We got everybody putting out videos on One Punch, following the chapter, during the chapter, after the chapter, and coming up for the next chapter. We already know about all the power-up videos that are coming up, or the possible power-ups that Kishin does. The reviews. Reviews that a certain Dreadhead might be putting up in a few.
Whoa.
Hey, bro, I said a certain Dreadhead, bro. I didn't say Satsuki.
Well, that wasn't actually the person I was expecting.
No, he was talking about me.
No, he's definitely talking about me.
Matt,
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. We both have dreads. I got it mixed up. Sorry.
Oh shit. Check out Matt and Sundown's channels and shit. They got your efficient week to week One Punch reviews and shit. So get it done. Zonin couldn't be with us today. He has some shit to take care of him. But he'll be back next session. Check out his channel as well. And we'll see y'all boys later on, man. Yo!
Snowman.